free estimate and see for yourself. You save energy, get more security, and the windows add value to your home. With all Window World windows, you get the best guarantee in the window replacement business.
Window World, simply the best for less.
And thank you for your business.
I'm Max Fink with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update brought to you by Ideal Conditions Heating and Air. Mandarin wide receiver Bryson Wright is being ranked as the #1 recruit in the nation according to Rivals.com for the class of 2028. The 6'3", 210-pound wide receiver caught 8 touchdowns for Mandarin in his freshman year. Bulls edge rusher Asher Gito is listed as the #9 recruit in the class. At 6'4", 240, the 5-star is one of the most sought-after recruits in Bulls history. It's 89 degrees at 2 o'clock time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, Lauren Brooks, Taylor Dahl, and Tom McManus. This is
Helmets and Heels.
Helmets and Heels on 1010XL.
That's right, not just the three of us, though. We have another former Jaguar in the house, and I can tell it's Tuesday because Tom McManus has club crackers. Aaron Beasley has some sort of sour gummy.
Sour patch.
This is the fuel that's getting us through the week.
Yes. That's right. The club crackers. They come in handy. They're my favorite, man.
But you eat them dry, like no cheese or anything?
No, don't eat them at all. Don't eat anything. I like have them in the car, just snack on them. Yeah, they're a good snack. Yeah.
For you.
Yeah. That's who's eating them.
That's
so, of course, yes.
That's how you stay slim, though, you know?
Just eat crackers. Well, the cracker diet. Crackers and popcorn from up front.
That's how Tommy lives.
No vegetation.
That's right.
I feel like growing up, we had a lot of cheese and crackers, but cheese with said crackers. I don't think my mom ever put out a plate of just crackers and said, here you go.
I used to love it was like the chicken biscuit crackers. I think that's what it was called. But those things were so delicious. I would eat those plain, but everything else I do need cheese.
The best was saltines and peanut butter and stacking them.
Oh, yeah.
Man, just eat the heck out
Some
of those.
bologna.
Yeah. Oh, a little bologna piece. Yeah.
Bologna.
Yeah, sure.
I'm a big fan, even to this day, as an adult, of Lunchables. The turkey cheddar ones with the crackers.
Yeah.
They now have the
adult
Lunchables, which are a little bit more upgraded.
We've grown up a little bit.
It's called a sandwich.
No, it's still like pita chips
Nobody
and
makes a
turkey
sandwich.
and cheese.
I do every day. Oh, yeah. I have a sandwich almost every day.
Good to know. All right, let's get into the Jacksonville Jaguars. We saw the defense under Coach Campanile play a little bit more aggressive against the Saints. Again, it's preseason, but everybody knows that. So your thoughts, Aaron, on what you saw as far as we saw safety blitzes and just in general, that it seemed like everything kind of we complained about that we saw against the Steelers was a little bit better and fixed.
Well, I think the first game, you just want to be vanilla to see what your guys can do. You got them in one-on-one situations and just basic zones, because it's almost like what I go through with my team. Mm-hmm. You got to find where guys can play and what they can do. Yeah. Because you almost have to build a defense of what everyone's talent is. And I think that's what'll happen, because I wasn't a fast guy, so they would let me play a lot more cloud corner because I could get off and I was good in the run.
Right.
And so the thing what I see now, you add that aggressiveness, and you see where people can fit into their zones.
Yeah. Yeah, again, like we said yesterday, I think Campanile, that first time gone a game a week ago, and now he's getting the hang of it. Now he's feeling better. Hey, let's bring a little pressure. I think the head coach said a little something to him after the Steeler game. Said, hey, man, let's get it going. Yeah. Let's, not let him sit back there and just pick us apart. Let's be aggressive in our calls. So I think we saw a little bit of that. I love the safety blitzes. I thought they were great. Wingard had a great one, obviously. But overall, I like the game plan. And it was only part of it, right? There's still a lot more to put in, or they'll probably put it in, but to showcase to other teams. So
do you feel better that basically players, including Josh Hines-Allen this week, Trayvon Walker last week, basically they were like, we didn't game plan against the Steelers whatsoever. Like we did a little bit more against the Saints, still not a normal game plan that the defense would, but I feel like that can kind of make people feel a little bit better too.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, look, it's preseason. Yeah. So, we went undefeated last year and 2 years in a row, like undefeated in the preseason, and then we see what happens. So, look, they're figuring it out. I think fans should just take comfort in the fact that they did get better from week 1 to week 2. Mm-hmm. It doesn't mean that they're the, up-and-coming superstars of the league. They may be. Who knows? But at least it's a step in the right direction. And you're not going to see much out of week 3, so don't get too carried away with week 3. And then the real test is coming up right here at home against Carolina. So be here before you know it.
Yeah. Beasley, when you were watching over the weekend, the certain things, we had things that we wanted to check off of what we wanted to see improve, the pass rush being some of that, just alignments, the kind of simple things. What were you looking for in this game to kind of see, like, okay, this defense is making progress throughout this offseason?
Getting off the field on third down.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing. Mm-hmm. And like kind of going back to what we were saying, we always started like that as well. We start vanilla, keep it plain and simple, but then you want to put things on film that you can correct. Mm-hmm. So guys are blitzing, you want to make these corrections because, you're going into this season, you don't want anybody to see what you're about to do. Yep. It's a lot of chess in there.
Yeah, I thought the sudden change in how they answered that shows they got some grit, right? I was saying that what was sudden change yesterday, get the turnover, you got to go out there, and you got to hold them to 3 and out or get them to punt right in that area of the field. Yep. If it's red zone, you hope to hold them to a field goal at least or nothing at all. But they did their job, man. I mean, I know they got that 1 first down, but after that, they shut them down and forced them to punt and got the ball back to the offense, which in sudden change, that's our job, right? Hey, man, whatever happens on the offense, we got to shut them down and get them the ball back. So they did that. I thought that showed some grit, right?
Yeah,
that showed some resilience.
But that's the challenge of defense, I think we're going to have a good offense. When I watch the game, I think they're going to protect the defense. Okay. Because a lot of our drives are eating up clock. Mm-hmm. You shorten the game. That's how you have a number 1 defense, a great offense. Run the clock down.
Right.
You got 6 and 7 minute drives.
Just don't let our defense start games because last year they were like 15 play drives, 10 play drives, 17. I mean, it's unbelievable how many first drives were just forever.
Sure. But that's why the Eagles are so good defensively, too. I mean, yes, they're great defensively, but look at how much the offense can chew time off the clock, and especially when you have those 3rd and 4th down conversions because of the push, right? Like that just keeps ticking away. All right, so we were discussing this before we came on air. Ryan Clark on ESPN earlier today on Get Up, he believes that the Jaguars wasted the 2nd overall pick in trading up to number 2 to get him if he doesn't play both sides of the ball.
RC, say to these guys what you said to me in the meeting this morning. That if he doesn't play both sides of the football, you wasted a pick. You wasted assets. You decided that moving up to number 2 wasn't truly what you wanted to do because he's not the number 2 pick as a wide receiver. He's not the number 2 pick as a cornerback. He is the number 2 pick if he plays both. Right. He is the number 2 pick if he affects both sides of the football. If he doesn't do that, what you gave up, giving up next year's first-round pick to get him is not worth it to play offense primarily or no defense and vice versa. So to me, if you have to make that decision based on his inability to physically hold up throughout 17 games, it was a mistake to draft Travis Hunter.
Interesting. Well, I mean, I can see what he's trying, he's saying there, but I don't agree with that. I mean, let's just say he ends up just being an offensive wide receiver, and he has a monster year and gives us 12 touchdowns and 1,500 yards. His rookie of the year, like that's worth going up and getting him. He's on our team. I mean, I've said that before. Like I'd rather him just play offense. I mean, I know he's a great corner. He's natural. Maybe use him when you have to, but I don't know. And look, the other side of it is this. James Gladstone did what? He went to build on the outside instead of the inside out. He's going outside in. Mm-hmm. Some people would say you shouldn't do that. You should focus on growing those lines, making them secure, then have everybody else. They felt like their lines were good enough. They make the jump. So I don't know. What do you think, Beast? Does he have to play both ways the entire year in order to be like, all right, it's worthy of giving up next year's first round, jumping up to number 2? Or can we get away with him just being a really awesome player on one side of the football?
Well, I think the pick is bigger than football. I feel like, bringing such a big name to this city will bring more fans first and foremost. But it like Jacksonville deserves a big name player. When's the last time we've had that?
Agreed with that.
And like, it's funny. I texted Baselli the night of the draft, and I was like, man, it's a great job to me because I said the city deserves this.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we've been up and down, but when you bring a transitional player like this, you know, it can bring more energy, you know.
Yeah.
So whatever side he plays, I'm all for it. I don't care what he does, but like just be on the field, you know, bring the energy that he does bring because you can see his energy is infectious.
Yeah.
See a little bit of me out there, you know, all the time. You know,
absolutely.
He loves football, and like that energy it travels throughout the team.
It was interesting to me today, Taylor, at practice. So Travis Hunter started on defense, and then later in practice, he did not participate in the team drills, but he was standing along the offensive line, but still wearing the teal jersey that the defense was wearing. And he was walking along the sidelines with a walkie-talkie in his hand. I was like, I have not seen that before. So they are obviously mixing up some stuff with what he's going through at practice since he's not able to play both sides right now.
Yeah, we've talked about
either side right now.
Yeah, we've talked about it a lot of their process of how they're going to do it. And I think that we knew they were going to have to ease into how exactly and how much they were going to play him on each side during practice. You want to slowly start seeing more of that. And unfortunately, an injury right now is maybe more of the worst timing for that to happen because this is the point where this last weekend you would have loved to see Travis Hunter out there and on both sides probably. So it will be, I get in the sense of Ryan Clark saying, because I do think coming into this draft, a lot of people said that was his thing. Like you could play both sides of the ball. This is was the number 2, maybe number 1 overall pick because he could play both sides. But I do think, to your point, Tommy, if you're talking about one of the top corners in the league or one of the top wide receivers in the league, I don't think it has to be both, but I do think he has to be a top at one of those. For
I agree with that. I mean, that's any top pick. They got to be one of the best eventually at their position, I would think. Or,
like Trayvon Walker and Trevor Lawrence. They're in that conversation for sure. All right, we'll continue this conversation on the other side. You're listening to Helmets and Heels on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Get more Gators and more Prosser and Hickett. Unfiltered.
Football insight, analysis, and critique from your breakfast buddies on the Swamp Sessions podcast
From Voodoo Brewing Company.
right after every game.
Streamed live on the 1010XL social channels.
Driven by Atlantic Infinity.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
David Lane here, and once again, I'm happy to share news of my success with back and knee surgeries at Southeast Orthopedic Specialist. Whatever it is that's bothering you, take it from me. Simply set an appointment today at Southeast Orthopedic Specialist and let them help you get back to normal life. I'm certainly glad I did.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
Fish know where to hide. Captain Kevin knows how to find them.
That's a big one.
Listen for the Ring Power Fishing Forecast Show, brought to you by Awaken 180 Weight Loss and Royal Pest Services.
Thursday nights at 6
on 1010XL AM.
Your doctor says your testosterone is normal. Normal for who? Beta males? That's where those lab ranges come from. Male XL uses optimal levels, where you were at 25, not where outdated mainstream medicine thinks you should be. Our protocol is different. Daily dosing, multiple hormones, personalized to your body, not some insurance company's spreadsheet. This is precision medicine, not sick care. Try MaleXL.com, free test. Stop being normal. Start being optimal.
Cigar smokers, mark your calendars. On August 22nd, 3 to 7, join us at Cigars International Superstore at the Town Center for an epic Oliva event. Meet Ralphie Solar from Oliva. Grab exclusive deals on Oliva boxes and sip drinks at our full bar. Relax in our indoor and outdoor lounges with TVs. Don't miss this smoking good time. This Friday, August 22nd, 3 to 7 p.m., Cigars International Superstore, Jacksonville at the Town Center.
Hacker here. You know, those of you that have listened to me for years realize that I used to do a lot of different weight loss things, a lot of different things that I tried that just never worked for one reason or the other. And then Awaken 180 Weight Loss came along, and I heard Mike Dempsey and Matt Hayes talking about it, and I thought, you know what? What the heck? What do I have to lose? I'm going to give it a try. I had low expectations, to be honest, based on previous history, but I learned very quickly that Awaken 180 Weight Loss is the best weight loss program I was ever on. I dropped 19 pounds my first 2 weeks on Awaken 180 Weight Loss, went on to lose over 100 pounds total. I'm keeping the weight off with the Awaken 180 Weight Loss Maintenance Program. Awaken 180 Weight Loss, without a shadow of a doubt, is the best weight loss program I have ever been on, and the results speak for themselves. If it's time for you to lose some weight like it was for me, go to awaken180weightloss.com or call 844-346-1800. You can do it. Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Life is just so busy this time of year. Between work, the kids' games, family vacations, I need a yard hero to free up my weekends.
You mean somebody who does mowing and trimming?
Yeah.
How about mosquito control?
Yeah.
What about irrigation and pet waste removal?
You do that too? You're my lawn hero.
Find your lawn hero at heroeslawncare.com. Heroes Lawn Care, because every lawn needs a hero.
At Performance Painting, we've spent decades protecting commercial properties with durable, long-lasting coatings. And we can bring the same expertise when painting the exterior of your home. With industry-leading materials and a proven process, we extend the life of your home, reducing maintenance costs and preserving its value. Now, for a limited time, save $500 when you hire us to paint your home's exterior. Just mention 1010XL. Go to performance-painting.com to schedule a friendly estimate. Performance Painting. Repair, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting. 1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
We just played the clip from Ryan Clark on Get Up saying that he thinks the Jaguars would have wasted that pick moving up from 5 to 2 if they don't play Travis Hunter on both sides of the ball and consistently. You can certainly give us your thoughts. Hit us up on the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures, 904-641-1010. And Taylor, one person already weighed in.
Yeah, 6257 on the text line brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures said he doesn't have to play both sides, but he needs to be at least a 3-time All-Pro over the course of his career to justify what we parted with.
Yeah.
What happens, too, because Beasley just made a good point, too, during break. We don't want this to happen, but if the Jags have another top 5 pick, then do you regret it a little bit? Because the Browns would get pick 1 and 4 out of what, and then is that worth it?
Well, then we had a bad year.
Yeah.
Right. So, I would I'm not going to blame it all on Travis Hunter, obviously, but that you're going to figure that, and if he doesn't have a good year, you're going to factor that in, but we expect him to have a pretty good year, right? At the minimum.
I don't know why Ryan Clark is saying that now, because we've seen Travis Hunter play both sides of the ball through most of training camp. Like, he started, as receiver, and then
but not in games.
He mentioned durability.
Yeah.
So now that he's hurt, quote unquote, right? Mm-hmm. Now it's like, oh, wait a minute, is he durable
in
enough?
The first preseason game, he played offense and defense.
Yep.
And then, he had the upper body injury. So I certainly think you can question the longevity or the durability, to your point, if he's playing both sides. But if he's able to stay healthy, that is their plan. So that's where I just wonder why he mentioned that.
I think their conversation before that was, it's 17-game season. Can he do that for 17? And that's when Ryan Clark went into that. So I think he's more thinking of that side. Like, the ability is there, but can the ability last 17 weeks of a football season?
Yeah, the durability.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, I think that's valid. That's the one thing coming in. Like, can he make those hits? And stay durable, stay out there. Yeah.
And take them.
And take them on offense and deliver them on defense, right?
Because Brian Thomas Jr. was drafted 23rd overall. So, to your point earlier, as far as if he plays great at receiver, if he doesn't do better than a Brian Thomas Jr. did at his rookie season, then you sit there and say, well, you didn't have to take him. Now, you couldn't have gotten Travis Hunter at 23rd.
Right, you wouldn't have gotten him, right?
No, but would there have been another receiver?
Because if you go back to what he said he's not the number 1 receiver and he's not the number 1 corner. But combined, he's all of that.
And I
going into the draft.
The one corner.
Well, I think on this
your team, he's not the number one of either.
I think
technically.
I
start to wonder. We had this conversation. Could Tyson Campbell be unseated as the best corner on this team by Travis Hunter? Like, if we saw Travis Hunter able to get into a rhythm playing defensively, could he end up being a better corner than Tyson Campbell? And I don't think right now he can be a better receiver than Brian Thomas Jr.
Nope.
But I do feel like if he gets enough snaps on defense, then we could at least have the conversation, because Tyson Campbell, and again, of course, he has to stay healthy, but I don't think we've ever talked about him as being a top 10 corner in the NFL.
He was on the verge.
Verge, yes.
Injuries the last 2 years.
Right.
Yeah. But I kind of see Travis on the same level already.
Okay.
Just because to me, he's more fluid.
Mm-hmm.
You can just see the way he moves.
natural.
Yeah,
he mirrors those receivers quite well.
Yeah, and like I was talking about, I think last week, he's more of a backpedaler. I think he can backpedal a lot better.
Yep.
You know, because some of these guys
and react.
You know, some of these guys grow up through the whole process and they never backpedal. They only bump and run their whole life because they're big and faster than everyone. So
Yep. Well, and that fits him for playing in the zone, right? Because you got to read and react from your zone position. So that fits him. But look, again, it's going to be, can he hold up? You know, and we'll see. You know, he's been fantastic so far. And again, I just want, he does have to be a star player, though. There's no doubt. I mean, you don't do what you do.
Agreed.
And he's just an average, okay player. No, he's got to be a total star, whatever that is, you know, whatever side or both sides or whatever that may be. But, you know, look, sometimes you get those questions, you just answer them, and then everyone's like, what did you answer like that for? You're like, I don't know. I'm wondering if he's going to be durable enough.
And with this all hypothetical, without the context of having the conversation of the durability prior to. All right, so if y'all were Liam Coen, would you play Travis Hunter? And again, they'll evaluate him tomorrow because there's one more practice tomorrow before the joint practice with the Dolphins on Thursday. Would y'all play Travis Hunter in the joint practices against the Dolphins, knowing that that's going to be very aggressive? Yes.
If he's healthy, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Not in the game, though. He's
right.
done
No,
after
he's
the
definitely not
practice.
playing the game.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I'd play him in the joint practice against the Dolphins because there's going to be a lot of collisions.
You can't keep him in ball. As long as he's healthy. Now, if he's still hurt, that's different. Like, hey, man, if you hit it again, you're going to hurt it even more.
And we don't know what hurts.
Right, whatever that. Yeah.
Like, what is hurting you? What is hurting you?
it's like a hockey, how they do it in hockey.
Oh, yeah.
Upper body, lower.
It's just like somewhere above the waist. We can't tell you anything else.
Yeah, is it a shoulder? Is it a neck? Is it a collarbone?
It's his nose.
I mean, it could be an oblique, like a core injury. I mean, there's a lot of different things. It could be a wrist. It could be finger. Like, I would imagine it's probably a shoulder.
Nothing, and they're just resting him.
Yeah, it could be. Could be.
Yeah.
The
They
wind
can't say
knocked
that out loud.
We're used to it.
Yeah.
I don't know, but no, if he's healthy, you can't keep him in bubble wrap. It's practice. It's still practice. So
and it's
it'll
controlled.
be it's controlled. It'll be a little up tempo, but
it'll be 2 weeks.
Yeah,
before he actually gets that speed.
Right,
you know,
right.
It's a whole different level, you know. And now it'll be real game time. The speed goes up even more.
Yeah,
you know? 'Cause
absolutely.
You're game planning against teams, and you know you're bringing your best plays, and it's going to be a lot faster.
I'm imagining you're practicing him if he's healthy.
Yeah, if he's healthy, for sure. I think to their point, you have to see it. You have to continue to get those reps for him because reps are everything in this league. And I think for Travis Hunter especially, there's a lot of things he's learning. So the knowledge is such a big part of it. And we've talked about it a lot. We've talked about the playbooks in general, but the playbooks on two sides of the ball. And so you're doing all of that, but you also need reps. And I think the comfortability of getting him in the communication on the defensive side of the ball, obviously with the corners, but also just kind of feeling like you're starting to get a little more in sync offensively too, and we're seeing a lot of good things, but you don't want week one to come and it just feel like there's any sort of, if we would have played him 5 more snaps, maybe he would have understood. Yeah, you're playing catch up the whole game.
I know I'm playing Brian Thomas because I keep hearing about these drops. I heard he had another one today.
Yeah.
Is that true? He's got to get over. I don't know what's going on. I'm not that worried because it's not the regular season, but I'm definitely.
I think he dropped like 7 during the season last year too, so it's not like it wasn't a problem last year. But that is something that you have to. Not saying panic mode, hit the oh gosh, worry about Brian Thomas Jr.
Oh, right.
But it's something that was there last year, and so far in camp we've seen it too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wouldn't have called today's like a massive drop. I think it was also good coverage. But either way,
it's a contested ball.
Yeah, either way, to this point, it's not what we expected to see out of him, and I can understand that. People are saying, well, I thought you guys were putting him in the same conversation with a Jamar Chase and a Justin Jefferson, and we weren't putting him in the same conversation as those guys, but his stats as a rookie reflected the stats of those types of guys.
Right beneath them if he's pretty close to
For
it.
sure, yeah. All right, time now for Tom's takeaways.
Now,
Okay, it's go time.
Tommy's Takeaways. Jacked up by J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling. Call 506-1256 for your free estimate today. We are here for you. Veteran owned and operated.
All right, my takeaway for today on this Tuesday is the boys are back in town. Eric Armstead, Mason Smith back on the field. I tell you, we need that beef up front. Of course, we grabbed Mr. Saunders, Colin Saunders Sr., I think, right? He's a big beast of a nose tackle to help with D. Ham. So I like that our defensive line is coming together. Of course, I want to see him on the field, but if we can get the old Eric Armstead from the Niner days, and we saw what Mason Smith did at the latter part of the year, if we get them to come together, that could be a formidable front four. I've said it from the offseason, and now it's finally here. Hopefully, I don't think we'll see that much against Miami, maybe a little bit, but it doesn't matter to me because all I want them out there for is that first game against Carolina to get that front four going and be a big part of this defense. And that is my takeaway today, brought to you by J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling.
6 feet, 324 pounds is what he's officially listed as in the Jaguars media guide. However, he did not make the depth chart just yet. Poor Colin Saunders.
Yeah, he will.
Yeah,
He will.
I think that when we're talking about the defensive line, it's going to continue to be a fascinating conversation because it's been a little bit of a roller coaster for both those guys, Mason Smith and Eric Armstead, since they got here last year. When it talks about the time Mason Smith not playing or even being active in the start of last year, and then Eric Armstead playing out of position. And at first it was kind of said it was Eric Armstead that wanted to do that. And then later it was like, never mind, coaches wanted him to do that. So there's been a lot going on, but it feels like these are two guys that have proven, obviously Eric Armstead in the NFL has proven he can be one of the best interior defensive linemen. So you hope to see that. And then Mason Smith, when he was, especially late last season, the way he was getting to the quarterback, kind of just wreaking havoc, those are the things you want to see. So if those can come together, it can be so exciting, but it's just like you got to see it, and you've got to see it all year.
Yeah, I'm just optimistic, I guess, that they are going to come together. I think Campanelli will get them together. I think they'll see how good they can be. I think if you get those two guys together, right, Bees, and then you throw in our edge, you throw in our secondary and our backers, I mean, they just make everything easier when you got those kind of caliber players if they play up to that level, which, we're expecting.
Defensive back's best friend is the front four.
You know it.
And that's why I love Armstead back in the middle and the inside.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
Be able to push the pocket, because Trayvon and Josh, they're going to get upfield. And if you got guys that just can hold them lanes, because, especially today's game, all these quarterbacks are so athletic that you do have to stay in your lane. And, I feel like with the exotic blitzes that we're going to bring, I think that's going to be a big factor as well, because sometimes they can't get there. You got to add that extra guy. And I feel like Trayvon and Josh are guys that can actually drop in coverage. 4 or 5, 40 guys.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, look, they make the deal with Colin because they need the beef up front. They're not sold with who's there. Maybe they like D. Ham. Maybe they want it upgraded. But I think he's still here. But they did that for a reason because you got to stop the run. You can have everything else, and then you don't need to stop the run until you need to stop the run. Yeah. And then it's like, I can't stop the run. Well, you should have invested in some beef up front to help you stop the run. So I think it's nice that it's kind of coming together. Now we got to see it in a game.
Have a rotation too.
We got to rotate a little bit.
You got to have 4
That's
guys.
what I wonder what the combos. I feel like it's almost endless, like the different combinations now that Coach Camp has with these guys. Like, because we know Trayvon can go inside or Dwan Smoot can go inside. And Armstead, yes, I know people still have PTSD from him playing outside last year, but there are times that maybe that's going to work best if you do have Mason Smith, say, on the interior next to either Devon Hamilton or Colin Saunders. Like, that just gives him a lot of different ideas, to your point about the rotation. And then what I also like, Tom, is, hey, interior of the offensive line, now you have more pressure on in practices now that Eric is back. And I saw him get pressure up the middle today. Yep. And again, it wasn't a padded, hard practice by any means, but it's still good to see.
Yeah. He had it pretty easy for the first 3 weeks.
He's got fresh legs for sure.
Just for the record on Eric Armstead, because watching the replays last year, when he played end, he was great against the run. Nobody could push him at all. He very stout against the run. He just took too long to get to the quarterback and rushing the passer. When he's inside, he's a little bit closer. You don't have to go as far. And that height, just, you get in front of a QB, you put your arms up, it's like a grizzly bear chasing you, or a polar bear. So it's more important that he's inside. But it's not like when he's an end, he's a liability against the run, because he's not, man. He holds the point. He holds the force. He never got knocked back. Because I'd rewind and be like, man, he's pretty stout against the run playing end, but we all want those sack numbers. We all want where he's best at rushing the passer. And you're right, you may see him outside on occasion. Cabanelli may say, hey, look, in certain downs, we may put him at end. What if him and Mason are next to each other? You know what I mean? Who knows? I don't know. Maybe they can get creative like that and things can happen. But he's best suited inside. And we saw it right from the beginning last year. Remember against Miami, that sack was beautiful. A little swim
like, yes,
move
this is what it's going to be like.
Yeah,
and then it fell apart. Which he did that in San Fran. In San Fran the year before, he had 11 snaps at end. So it wasn't a lot, but he was still out there. And it was probably more running situations if he's good against the run. How do you feel, Bees, about the situations where they put Trayvon on the inside, where we've seen that?
Well, I think with his long arms, he could do it. He's a powerful man, and he gets off the ball. So I just feel like someone like him, he can create a matchup one-on-one with a guard and get around.
Good luck.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, right.
Because, I mean, I've seen Micah Parsons in there on the inside. I mean, he's not as big as Trayvon, but it's just a dog.
Yeah.
You got to be a dog up in there. And I feel like Trayvon is a quiet dog. He's just real quiet, but he's a dog. And I feel like he can do it. As long as you have those long arms.
Yeah. It was funny after practice, Josh Hines-Allen was asked about Coen Saunders, and he was like, yeah, he's played at fullback against us. Like, we've jogged back and forth with one another in those, red zone type of instances. So
he's athletic. Saunders athletic.
Right. I mean, we saw that return. Everybody saw that return.
That's
the
the guy
interception.
who's
that's right.
Yeah, that's the guy whose brother is the Taylor Swift backup dancer. I learned that yesterday.
Yep.
So yeah, there's just a lot of experience that he brings. 2 Super Bowl rings, that's awesome too. And I feel like this team, looking around, I don't know how many guys are flashing Super Bowl rings.
You're right.
So it is good to have that experience. All right, we've got more to do on the other side. I have a question that I want to ask them about Week 1 against the Panthers. You are listening to Helmets and Heels on 1010X on 92.5 FM.
I'm Stacy, and I want to tell you about my fogged up window fiasco at my house. I called up Mac at Baker Glass. He told me all I needed was a glass replacement. The process was so easy. All within a few days, they came out, measured, called me with an estimate, cut my glass, and came out to install the new ones. Now my view outside is fog-free thanks to Mac and his crew at Baker Glass. And my neighbors think I got some fancy new windows.
I'm Mac with Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
Did you know that basketball and volleyball were invented at the YMCA? That's right, and even today, the Y continues to lead the way in youth sports programming, from toddlers just starting out to teens ready to compete. The Y offers skill development, recreational play, and competitive leagues, all in a fun, supportive environment. Get your child in the game to build character and skills at the Y. Registration is now open for youth volleyball and soccer at fcymca.org.
Hey, Jax is more than a city, beaches, suburbs, or a destination. We are a community that takes care of each other. Hey, this is Tom McManus, former Jaguar. J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling is dedicated to serving you with respect and integrity. From estate cleanouts to furniture and appliance removal, we handle it all. Call 506-1256 for your free estimate today. We're here for you. We're veteran-owned and operated, and we are J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling.
Are you trapped in a high-rate mortgage, watching your hard-earned money vanish every month? Stop right now. At Loan Pronto, they are delivering the lowest mortgage rates in 3 years. Hey, Prosser here. Loan Pronto's rate reduction home loan program is a streamlined, low-cost way to slash your house payments by hundreds of dollars a month. Lock in at a fixed rate as low as 4.99% APR and close in as little as 2 weeks. No appraisal needed in most cases. And here's the kicker. You can skip your next 2 house payments entirely. Don't wait. Rates this low won't last. Call Loan Pronto now for your free, no-obligation quote. Loan Pronto is amazing. So start now by calling 904-999-1508. That's 904-999-1508. Or visit loanpronto.com to lock in your new low rate and skip those next 2 payments. 999-1508 or loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781. Subject to lender approval, NMLS, consumeraccess.org.
When the unexpected happens, you shouldn't have to face it alone. I'm Chris Campione, and at Campione Law, we're here to fight for you. Whether it's an auto accident or a slip and fall, our Jacksonville team takes care of every detail, from investigating the incident to securing multi-million-dollar verdicts, so you can focus on getting better. And remember, you don't pay a dime unless we win your case. Our commitment is 24/7, bringing you the real support from real people who really care. Campione Law, your dedicated partners in justice. Visit CampioneLaw.com.
Campione Law.
Upgrade her diamond ring this summer with no money down and 0 interest for 5 years. Don't miss this killer offer from Beard's Diamonds. 5 years, 0 interest financing till the year 2030. Not just on engagement rings, also on earrings, bracelets, bands, colored gemstone jewelry. Buy now and pay nothing down and spread your payments over 5 years with 0 interest. So that $5,000 gift comes out to just $85 a month. Beard's Diamonds is Jacksonville's locally owned source for exquisite jewelry. We can do things the big corporate jewelers can only dream of, like lowering interest rates all the way down to 0. All GIA certified diamonds are included in this. Rounds, princess cuts, ovals, pear shapes, cushion cuts, emerald cuts. Whether you get a $5,000 diamond or a $50,000 diamond, you can spread your payments over 5 whole years. Get the Beard's Diamonds unbeatable price. Pay 0 down and spread your payments over 5 years. But hurry, this is a limited time offer that ends August 31st and will not be extended. Beard's Diamonds, St. John's Town Center. Shop local. Shop Beards. On approved credits and restrictions apply. See store for details.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Taylor Dahl, Tom McManus, Aaron Beasley, RJ Saunders, I'm Lauren Brooks with you. All right, I've been thinking about this Carolina Week 1 game. And I know, yes, there's one more preseason game we have to get through after the joint practice on Thursday. But everyone always talks about Liam Coen and the connection, obviously, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Who's the head coach of the Carolina Panthers? Dave Canales.
Yeah, the former.
Where was he right before he got the head coaching job? In Tampa. Right. Do you think Liam Coen looks at this game against Dave Canales and has this, like, I have to beat him type of
I'm the
mindset?
Better Tampa coordinator.
Yeah, like, because he got obviously the head coaching job, like I said, right after that. Like, I wonder if, does that go through Liam Cohen's head at all? Or is he just like, I have to win this because it's my first game in general?
Yeah. I think a little combo.
He won't say it, but it's
it has to be in there somewhere.
Yeah, there's a little extra juice in it for that.
Just like us. You know?
Yeah, heck yeah.
Like, my offense definitely has to be better than the offense with Bryce Young.
And Dave Canales is like, I set up that offense for success for you in Tampa.
They don't know each other very well.
Yeah.
Some of the
that'll
plays.
be fun. I didn't even think of that. That's a good one to pull out. But yeah, both those guys should probably feel that way. You know, like.
How many Bucs fans are going to be watching? Like, these are both of our guys just battling.
Which, as most people know, Baker Mayfield now, in case you don't remember, has had 10 offensive coordinators.
Yeah.
10 in his career. Obviously, he's been with 3 different teams, so that's a lot of change in and of itself. But yeah.
Yeah, I think for Baker is one of, I think, the outlying stories that you usually see from the quarterbacks, because I do think a lot of quarterbacks, once you have that many offense coordinators, that many teams, that many coordinator or coaches in general, head coaches, you do start to see some things fall apart. And we've had more examples of that. Obviously, Sam Darnold's another one. We'll see what that looks like this year when he's in Seattle and doesn't have Kevin O'Connell and Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison and all of those pieces. And we'll see if that continues or if it was an outlier. But Baker's a fascinating story. But you look early in his career in the Browns, he was good. They just gave up on him too fast. And I think that's some of the story in the NFL, too. They give up too fast.
I was just talking about that. What if Baker was on the Browns right now?
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
They would be pretty darn good.
Yeah.
You know?
And the 1 year he went for 2 teams. That's, he kind of chalked that up as just, I don't know. Yeah, maybe went to Carolina, then over to the Rams, and then he ended up in Tampa. I think eventually, look, quarterbacks, it eventually becomes their system if they're there long enough, and they're with the same kind of, coordinator. And that does have a lot of value. Now, a lot of offenses are the same, it's different terminology, how you call plays and that kind of thing. But it's not like, every coordinator gives you a brand new offense and you're trying to figure, like, you got to figure out the way they do the terminology and all that. But you've seen a lot of it before. But he definitely gave up on him too early. I mean, he had a great rookie year. He kind of simmered his second year and then came back his third year. And then I don't know what happened, but it went south up there.
I think there was, I remember some.
OBJ's dad.
Yeah, there was some attitude stuff. And then, remember, everyone blamed him in being on all those commercials.
Oh, right.
It was like the stadium commercials.
Yeah.
He's good in those. He always
funny.
made me
He's a
laugh.
funny
Yeah,
guy.
he's a funny
He's a
guy.
good dude.
But
I met Baker. He's a great dude.
Yeah.
Because I met him the year after Johnny Manziel came to the water camp. And I said, oh, man, they're just saying you're going to be the next Johnny Manziel. And he this is what I love about it. He made it a point to come to me and ask me, like, why would you say that? What do you think that? Because he wanted to know how he can learn to not be that. And it was pretty cool because, like, he went on and had a good year. And I was like, I can see that. But I see him, he's a coach on the field, playing. I mean, he walked on at Oklahoma, was it Texas Tech?
And then
went to Oklahoma.
Yeah,
He's been through so much offense. He probably is a coach out there.
Yeah. And he's tough as nails, and his
he is.
players love him. You can tell. I saw something in the offseason where him and Tristan Wirfs were at an event, and they're joking around and clowning around. You can tell they had a good relationship, which you always want with your left tackle if you're the QB, for sure. But he shows his grit. He shows his toughness. He'll show up on game day. He doesn't throw people under the bus. He's a likable guy. And then when you perform well on the field, it just all comes together. You remember guys in the locker room, they were great guys and were great players. Like, man, this guy's awesome. Like, I'm so glad he's on my team. You know what I mean? It just,
especially when they're not like the 5-star to begin with, and they didn't get that preferential treatment the entire way. Like when they've had to earn it and they're all those things too. Like that to me, it's always good. I'm glad you mentioned the offensive line. Today at practice, Anton Harrison was back and Chuma Edoga was back.
Okay.
Again, it wasn't an aggressive practice or a hard-hitting practice, but it was good to see them out there. And so I think they're still trying to figure out the offensive line, but at least some guys are, like we talked about with the defensive tackles, at least the offensive guys are getting back out.
Who came out first, can you say? On the
first
O-line?
team.
Yeah, I mean, did Anton take over right tackle for Fred?
Anton was right tackle and Chuma was right guard.
Chuma was right guard right away.
And then they rotated Chuma out and put McCary in.
Okay.
So, like I said, I still think they're trying to figure it out.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
But it does feel like in comparison to past years, they have more options. Like there are legitimate options at different positions, which is good news.
I still like, and I heard Jeff earlier today, Logs on Jaguars Today, talking about Anton playing left. Well, get him over to left then. I mean, you don't see him over at left. They talk about it. And I heard what Liam said like weeks ago. He's like, do we think he can play left tackle? Absolutely, we think he can play left tackle. So, but for some reason, he's not playing left tackle. And I'd like to see it. I mean, look, if you're still experimenting.
We've seen everything else almost.
Yeah, you're experimenting at that position.
He played a little left tackle in the first scrimmage in the stadium.
But
we haven't seen it since.
Right? Yeah.
And so, maybe against the Dolphins, we'll get to see another lineup change offensive line-wise. We shall see.
Yeah, on the unofficial depth chart, I guess, that came out, it's pretty much the same as what we've seen the last couple of weeks. They still have that or with McCary and Chuma Edoga at right guard. And then they still have the or with Muma and Kaiser. They still have the or with Yasir Abdullah and Dennis Gardeck. They still have the or with all the safeties, Eric Murray, Savage, Wingard, Antonio Johnson. Because we've talked a ton, and we mentioned it yesterday, we feel like Andrew Wingard, Dewey's kind of taken that spot over, we feel like, especially the last couple preseason games.
He makes plays.
He does.
You can't deny a playmaker. He's been there a while, and he knows the game. And that sometimes it's not about speed. It's about what do you know and what do you see. Yeah. Because some guys do have the speed, but they don't
react late. Yeah, right.
They react late. Yep. When you got a guy who's smart as Wingard, I mean, he knows the game. He knows the weaknesses of the call. He knows the weaknesses, and he just sees it and goes. And that's what you have to do, because any doubt up there, you're going to give up a catch, or you're not going to make the play. I mean, we always say you have to shoot your guns,
right? Yeah, right.
In terms, But when you see something, you have to attack it and go. And that's what I see with him. He sees the ball.
Yeah, there's a confidence level there with Dewey for sure.
Oh, yeah. Well, he talks a little bit too much, but whatever. He does. Look, he's been good this camp for sure. He has been making plays. I always say, like, you don't have to be the fastest. You just got to be fast enough. And he's fast enough. And he'll make jumps on things you can tell he studies. He's looking at tendencies. He knows when to make that jump. He'll make a play where he'll look like, wow, he looks really fast. And if you ran him in a 40, you'd be like, wow, he's not that fast. But he's fast enough.
That game speed you see sometimes.
On the field speed. And you're right.
Yeah.
Anticipation. You read it right. You don't have to be the fastest guy, but you can get there faster than the fastest guy if you read it correctly.
Well, the thing is, we were saying earlier, every offense is the same.
Yeah.
There's only 9 routes, right?
Right.
They can only do but so much.
Right.
So, you read tendencies, and, we had our playbook and we had our percentages, and that's what it is. It's not a guessing game where it's more calculation.
Educated guessing. It is educated, I think.
Calculation,
right? Yeah.
Okay, they can only do these certain things, You see your left tackle block, pass block. Oh, it's a pass. He's probably going to run a curl or slant. Something because his split is so far off the hash or the numbers, and you see that, and you just have to believe it and trust it.
Yeah.
And that's why I like when you see Ed Reed and Ray Lewis talk about how they played and communicated and talked the game through as they went. You see something on film, they're going to do it.
Guaranteed, Dewey is a studier of tendencies, without a doubt. Yeah. He studies what they're doing, what formations they do it out of, and you can get a leg up. You can, if you can watch something and be like, oh wait, I've seen this on film. Okay, they're going to do one or two things, and then they'll do one thing, and then they might fool you for the one, but then they come back. You're like, okay, I remember this again. Now, okay, if he pops up, then I'm not going to jump on the run fake. If he doesn't, you know what I mean? And then you figure it out, right? That's the tendency.
Tommy Tip-Ball. Tommy Tip-Ball. We knew that play.
Yeah, the 7.
Ben Coates motions in.
Yep.
He does a curl because I wasn't supposed to be there. No, he ran a 7. It
was a 7 route.
But somebody ran a curl, the underneath guy.
Yep.
I wasn't even supposed to be there. Yep. But I knew the play. I said, I'm going to make a play.
That was the AFC Championship game. They threw Drew Bledsoe through the 7 route to who are you saying, the tight end? He was great tight end. Ben Coates, great tight end. I knew if I undercut him, I'd have a chance to get to the ball, and I did. Now, granted, with my hands of stone, it bounced off I think it actually hit my forearm, but it went right into Bees' hands, and then he took off with it and got
like volleyball bounced in his
It just went ding. I was like, ow.
Assisted interception.
I was like, ow, that hurt. It was like 29 degrees, too. Yeah, the ball was cold. Everything was cold.
That does hurt.
Oh, yeah.
We thought that Dad Bods was a good name for the band, but Tommy Tip-Ball might have been another good name. By the way, Dewey Winger, to your point.
Tommy and the Tip-Balls.
That's right.
That's great.
They may not
we almost had one in Denver the week before, if you remember. We almost had that one.
Dewey's been here since 2019. He was undrafted. So when we were talking earlier about guys that have had to work really hard to get to where they are, to be
and surpass their value, that's a big one.
To be undrafted in 2019 and to still be here the same year that Josh Hines-Allen is drafted 7th overall, that's impressive.
All you need to know about Wingard, if you've never watched him, he survived 3 head coaches. I mean, that normally doesn't happen. You just they're like, no, we need this guy on our team. We're not getting rid of him just because he's not ours. We need him. He fits. We're gonna make him fit.
Because most coaches want their guys.
They do.
Of course, He's been special teams for a long time, not obviously a starting free safety, but certainly he's getting his chance now. All right, we've got more to do on the other side, including a giveaway. You are listening to Helmets and Heels on 1010X on 92.5 FM.
Feel the roar of the Jaguars. Next up, the Miami Dolphins. Saturday at 7 on the home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. 1010XL.
Chicken Salad Chick has scratch-made Southern-style chicken salad in every bite. It's quick and delicious, so why wait? Come taste the best chicken salad today at Town Center, Durban Park, Butler Point, and now in Ortega Park. Chicken Salad Chick.
Denny Thompson here. Look, don't get left in the dark. We're all trying to reason with hurricane season, so at least be prepared. For top-of-the-line generators in Jacksonville, I turn to Tyson. Licensed pros at Tyson deliver reliable, whole-home standby generators and provide fast repair service. They even do custom installations for local businesses, so don't wait. Ensure seamless installation and peace of mind. Call Tyson now, 904-762-1000 for a free estimate on generator services. TysonInc.com.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On August 19th, 1921, Ty Cobb becomes the 4th and youngest player to achieve 3,000 career hits, achieving the milestone against the Boston Red Sox.
Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars. Make them your AC partner. With honest cost estimates before they start the work with no hidden fees. Call 777-4300 for Florida Home AC.
Attention skilled electricians. Are you undervalued at your current company? Time to step up to the bigger projects and better opportunities. Join the team at Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering not just the job, but an experienced, top-notch pay, unbeatable benefits, and the best working environments in the business. Please join the team that values your skills and rewards your hard work. Elevate your career to new heights. Apply today at millercareers.com, an equal opportunity employer.
Jaguars football is officially back. Be there as number 2 overall draft pick Travis Hunter, quarterback Trevor Lawrence, and new head coach Liam Coen take the field for the first time during the 2025 NFL regular season. Secure your seats for when the Jaguars take on the Panthers September 7th by going to jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000. We'll see you at the bank.
Hi, this is Dave Barker. Want to grow your hair back?
IHRS right here in Jacksonville is the only hair transplant clinic in the country that offers multi-unit hair grafting, FUE neograft hair transplants, and the 45-minute effective PRP treatments.
Multi-unit hair grafting gave me more hair in one procedure and within my budget.
Thank you, IHRS. IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Schedule a free evaluation and find out how to grow your hair back and keep the hair you have. Call 904-777-IHRS. Take the first step to restoring your hair today. Visit hairforme.com.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
IHRS has been restoring hair for men and women for over 30 years.
Call now for a free in-person or virtual evaluation. 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Or visit hair4me.com.
Let's get the work done.
Training camp is here.
Up, quick feet, quick feet, quick feet.
1010XL's training camp coverage is backed by Roland Reach Plumbing and Green Acres Sporting Goods.
Go, here we go. Let's go. It's live now. Let's go.
Peter, hot head. Let's bring the nail gun over here.
Jose stands tall atop his sustainable flooring company.
Totally. It's renewable and moisture resistant, but we have several green options too. Or we got some beautiful reclaimed oak.
But floored by his success, he needs to hire more installers.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
We go together, better than birds of a feather, you and me.
Taylor Dollar, Jay Saunders, Tom McManus, Aaron Beasley hanging out with us for one more segment today before you head off to practice. But before that happens, we've got a pair of tickets to go see AEW Dynamite Wednesday, October 8th at Daly's Place. Be caller number 3 at 641-1010. Call number 3, 641-1010. And you are going to see AEW Dynamite. So, Bees, we leave tomorrow for Vegas. Do you want us to place any bets for you while we're there?
Do you want to come with us?
He's got a game on Friday.
I know.
Wait, back?
Fair just to even
bring it up.
You knew that. But let's see. What is the over-under on the Jags wins?
It's 7.5.
7.5.
I would take the over.
Okay.
Good.
I like the confidence.
The way we got rid of the ball the other day.
Yeah.
That was, we had the fumble. I'm not even worried about that play. But the way, because if you think, was it 8 for 10?
Mm-hmm. One drop.
For 78 yards,
Thomas
right?
Jr. drop, yep.
Let's multiply that times 4, right?
Yeah, right.
That is a very good game.
Yeah.
It's 300-some yards.
Oh, 36 out of 40 would be pretty darn good.
Yeah.
Well,
I've never seen it
People
before
would be
here.
buying their Super Bowl tickets.
I think the only time I've seen it
For
before was
32 out of 40.
I do it on Madden.
Gardner Minshew. Gardner Minshew's first start against the Chiefs. So not even start, sorry. First playing time against the Chiefs when Nick Foles went down with that collarbone injury. Gardner Minshew came in and was like almost 100%.
Perfect.
Yeah, he was 21 and 22, I think. Yeah,
it was
he
insane.
was.
But yeah, either way, I like that over. And then
What about Trevor touchdowns?
Trevor Lawrence right now is 21.5
Yeah. I
for
like
touchdowns.
that, too.
Yeah, I'm taking the over on that one. Yeah, for sure. I'm going to put money on it. Yeah, I got you. How much you want to put on there?
Yeah, we can discuss
You got a
that
marker?
Bees, who is coming up this Friday night for your squad?
We play Episcopal.
Okay, and how did last week's go?
Not so good. But we're playing upper level, so we played a bigger team.
Okay.
We played against Mike Pearson, former Jag.
Oh, yeah.
They were very hospitable to us because we had a lightning storm.
Oh,
Okay.
We only played a half, and 10:30 they wanted to play the next half. I'm like, man, we won't get back until like 3-4 in the morning.
Yeah, right.
So they ordered some pizzas for us, and our guys ate well.
Nice.
You know.
All right.
It was a good trip.
Any good plays? Like any like?
He's like, the pizza party is what I took out of
Pizza party. You know, it's almost
that
like
slice of pepperoni was good.
So
Let me
good.
tell
I don't want you getting
It
in
was the
trouble like
MVP.
Teddy
That was the real
Bridgewater got in
MVP.
trouble.
The AD was the MVP. You know. Hey, that's funny because I once played in a game where we got whooped so bad that the punter was the MVP.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
In college.
Right.
Yeah.
So Duval
happened
Charter
here.
versus, Duval Charter versus Episcopal. How is that a little bit more even?
I think it might be more even, yes.
Okay.
'Cause I see their bench, they didn't have like 40 guys like the other team did the other night. You know, they had a first team, second team, third team, and a JV.
What's the name of your team?
The Panthers.
The Panthers.
Yeah,
Okay.
the Panthers.
Duval Charter Panthers.
Panthers. I don't really like Panthers, being a West Virginia guy,
Yeah, right.
You know, we don't
Pits.
really-
Yeah, that's backyard
What
brawl,
are your
man.
colors?
We are black and white, black and silver.
Okay. Cool.
So you would have preferred Mountaineers, but it's Florida.
Anything but a Panther.
Understood.
That is a deep rivalry. You know?
That's right.
The backyard brawl, less than 100 miles
yeah.
away. Less than an hour away drive. So
Yeah.
Those
were good
and my
ones.
class was the first to win 4 straight. So you
Really?
think about all
Oh,
those
no
years
kidding.
they played with Darryl Talley.
Yeah.
My class was
That
the
Big
first
East had good football, man. Pitt was a good football program for a long time.
Yeah, you go back to the history of the Big East, a lot of guys, Hall of Famers, Miami.
Oh, yeah.
Syracuse, Boston College.
West Virginia. Yep.
And it was the best basketball conference until football tore it up.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
Football
Very
tears a
strong.
lot of things up.
Yeah.
Do your corners like to be as competitive as you were on the field? Like, are they trash talkers or no?
No,
Okay.
I don't think nobody can talk that much.
Are they good back peddlers?
Not yet.
He's as honest as
I'm
Liam
gonna be
is.
honest. I'll be honest. They need work. Everybody needs work. I still need work. You know.
Well, it's just week 1. This is the very first game of the season.
No, we need perfection, but we need it now. We need it now.
Well, you can't get it while you're in studio with us. So
I know. I gotta go.
yeah, you gotta go to
Gotta
practice. Enjoy your sour gummy things, whatever you're
and
eating.
Need some crackers?
And I will leave, and I will be so sweaty. I'm like, my guys don't even want to give me a hug at the practice. I'm slimy sweaty.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, that means you're
That's
getting
Tommy
the job
after his
done.
gigs, too.
Anytime, really.
Yeah,
Walking
you need-
outside.
He goes through like 3
for
shirts a show. I saw it. I witnessed it.
Yes, he
I
did.
love it. All right, Taylor's Tangents on the other side. Thanks, Bees. We'll see you next week. It is 10 to next on 92.5 FM.
It's like playing 18 holes on a beautiful day.
See if you can outdrive the amazing Swacker guy.
It sure feels good. Yes! 1010XL, Jacksonville's golf station.
At Coen Atlantic, the savings are back in session. You'll just need to follow these simple rules to make the most of your back to school. Step 1, switch out your car for an upgrade. Step 2, drive a new Kia starting at $20K. Step 3, make no payments for a whole 90 days. Hurry in to start back to school in a big way. Online at KeonAtlantic.com. Coen Atlantic, your coastal Kia connection. For complete details, call 904-250-0587.
Now this is how you end a summer. Under the lights, surrounded by history, the driver's last shot at the playoffs, your last chance to see regular season action. Friday night, Xfinity lights the fuse. Saturday night, the Cup Series delivers the fireworks. This is Daytona. This is everything. NASCAR weekend at Daytona International Speedway, August 22nd and 23rd. Get your tickets now at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
Joint replacement surgery is always a tough decision, but relief from chronic pain may be just around the corner. Dr. George Barry here, and there's a lot to consider to make sure you get the proper diagnosis and best path back to the range of motion and mobility you had. Age, lifestyle, and overall health all play a part. Let the team at Barry Orthopedics give you a full analysis to help you make the best decision. Log on to BarryOrthopedics.com or call the office to make an appointment. With offices across Jacksonville and ready to help you feel good again, we'll get you back on the road to recovery at Barry Orthopedics.
If you missed it, get it on demand.
And you send those out on the line.
Find your 1010XL favorites where you find podcasts and at 1010XL.com. Channel 5, Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning.
I'm Frank Franz, and you've heard me tell you how much success my daughter Amber is having with the Awaken 180 weight loss program. But Amber, maybe it's time you should tell them.
I think they'd rather hear from you, Dad. You're the radio guy.
Yeah, but in this case, you're the one doing all the work.
But that's the thing, Dad. It doesn't feel like work. The food is great. I never feel hungry. My coach, Mary, is so good, so encouraging. If you follow the plan, Awaken 180 really works.
Well, everyone I know that's tried it has said the same thing. The result is people not only look better, but they feel better. I've kind of known you your whole life, and I can tell you feel great.
I feel better than I have in years. I love that part. I feel so good. I have Awaken 180 to thank for that.
So you heard it from my kid, and you can feel great too. Just call 1-844-346-1800. That's 1-844-80weightloss.com and start your transformation today.
The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
If you're 35 to 75, you could get life insurance today. No medical exam needed. I'm Cody with Harborstone Financial. One call could protect your family for life. Call me today, 904-885-9566.
Brian Wall here. Would you take your paycheck, go to the bank, cash it, and then simply throw it up in the air? I didn't think so. But in a way, over the years, that is exactly what you're doing if you have old or builder-grade windows in your home. Even if you have a brand new home, those windows are not the best windows you can have to save on your energy bills. Window World has sold millions of replacement windows to homeowners like you, and Window World's customer satisfaction is the highest in the business. Please check Window World out yourself and save on your new windows and on your energy bills. Compare with other companies and you'll see Window World is simply the best for less. It's up to you. You can call Window World and get a free estimate, get the best guarantee in the window replacement business, save money on your new windows, and save more on your energy bills. Call Window World today at 904-443-7001 or go online to windowworldneflorida.com. Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
Whether your AC needs a quick fix, a full replacement, or just a little TLC, Duck Air Conditioning has got you covered with fast and honest service. Call 904-862-6769 to get your cool back or online at duckac.com.
I'm Max Fink with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Local Sports Update brought to you by Lone Pronto. Two Florida Gators have made their way onto On3.com's 2025 preseason True Freshman All-American team. Wide receiver Dallas Wilson and edge rusher Jaden Woods. Wilson is currently sidelined with a leg injury he obtained in fall camp, but once activated is expected to have a big-time year. It's 87 degrees at 3 o'clock time and 10 brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Come over here and sit next to me. We can see where things go naturally. Just say the word.
The Cubs are up 2-0 on the Brewers. How confident do you feel right now? that the Cubs will win?
Not. It's just they have some weird voodoo on every team they play. The league right now, it's crazy how I was saying off air, Cade Horton has been insane this entire year. He's one of our starting pitchers and hasn't allowed a run in several of his last starts. And then yesterday we faced the Brewers and he has a blister and gets pulled and we end up getting crushed. It's just the weirdest things that keep happening with him. Beasley was talking about one of his friend's sons play for the Brewers right now.
Yeah.
It was a crazy walk-off that he saw last week and he's explaining that. And I'm like, that's how this whole last 2 months has been for the Brewers. It's insane. It has to fall apart at some point. It has to.
Does it have to?
Yes, usually it does for them. Usually it's like this hot streak and then they hit the postseason and it dies. So I hope it dies.
Aside from the Shrimp, who are is it the Braves? Is that a big contingent of fans in Jacksonville?
There's a lot of Braves fans here.
Rays?
Yeah, there's some Rays
maybe?
fans for sure.
Okay.
And then I think there's a
Just
smattering of people who have moved here from other parts of the country.
A lot of Yankees.
Yeah, I was going to say there's definitely Yankees fans.
Mm-hmm.
There's Red Sox fans here.
A lot of Cubs fans.
Everywhere.
We have a whole group of Cubs fans here it's a very big group.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't say a lot of Marlins fans. I don't think the Marlins have
See them a lot.
huge following, although the Jumbo Shrimp obviously are a team.
The affiliation.
Yeah,
right?
some people do pay a little bit more attention to the Marlins for that reason. But yeah.
The best hat is the one that's on the shelf by the old Devil Rays hat, by the way. That is the best logo
Yeah.
of theirs, I'm saying.
Yeah, it's cool.
Of theirs. obviously in our building, we have Mets fans, Pirates fans, in addition to Braves fans.
Yankees fans. Dempsey's a Yankee.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Is that it? Did I cover
think
it
so.
all?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. It's a fun sport to get you to football season if your team is not excellent, is what I always say. Like, I watch a lot of Rays games, and then when football season starts, if you ask me to choose between a Rays baseball game if they're not in contention and football, it's always football.
I just think watching baseball on TV just takes forever. I'd like going to going to games different. Like, you're so into it, but man, watching it, just like, how do I keep my eyes open watching this game? You know what I mean?
Day games are fun too.
But watching it live is cool.
Oh,
and the
yeah.
Shrimp do a great job. I mean,
Especially
we're lucky to have them.
if you're at a baseball game live and you can tell if it's a ball or a strike, that to me is some of the most fun. Like when you have that vantage point where you can actually tell, and then you can yell at the ump.
Yeah,
because if you're along the first or third baseline or the outfield,
it's hard to see.
It's a little hard.
You
to
still
see.
yell though. You're like, that call sucked, and you're like, you can't see. You're all the way in the outfield.
Yeah, you can't see it all. All right, time now for Taylor's Tangent.
Now, Taylor's Tangent, served up by Chick-fil-A on 1010XL.
We got some in-division news today as head coach Shane Steichen has announced that Daniel Jones is being named QB1. His quote, he's the starting quarterback for the season. I don't want to have a short leash on that. Interesting comments to begin with, but I don't know if anybody's really shocked about Daniel Jones being announced as QB1 just because of we've already seen Anthony Richardson's injuries. He's missed 17 games in 2 seasons, and then now this offseason he was already banged up a couple times. So I feel like that is a part of it, and I do think that because I don't know if anybody won the actual battle, but I think you take the guy who has more experience in the NFL and the guy who is not constantly hurt in the NFL. And that's probably the way that they leaned. But, I mean, it's just one of those storylines where it's you had your franchise quarterback and he had to retire too quick, and it shows how hard it is to find another guy because this is another team who's tried a lot since Andrew Luck is no longer there. And I do think that it's unfortunate for Anthony Richardson because you feel like he really hasn't got a fair shot, not because the Colts made that decision, but because of injuries. And I was seeing some stats earlier. He's only had 348 pass attempts. There's guys like Will Levis who already have more than that. And so you're not going to get better unless you have reps. And unfortunately, he hasn't been able to get those reps because of injuries.
Yeah, listen, Daniel's not the long term, so I don't think. I saw online.
One-year contract.
Yeah, I saw online. Oh, you gave up on Anthony Richards. I'm like, no, he's not ready yet. They don't feel like he's ready yet. And listen, he throws a phenomenal ball. You saw that easily. He'll have his shot again. I mean, come on, it's Daniel Jones. No disrespect to Daniel Jones, but it's not like I'm not granted. If he takes off and has a big year, it's going to hard to to replace him. But I don't know what's going to happen there. What year is Shane Steichen in? Is this second or third year?
I think it's his third.
Third year? I think it is his third year. So he's got to win. I mean, he doesn't have time to be messing around with a QB that may or may not be ready for the NFL yet. You know what I mean?
Or you get him and you plan everything around him, and your entire offense is built around somebody who in 2 weeks, 3 weeks is hurt, and then you've got to switch it anyways. And that's what when he says I don't want to have a short leash on that, the decision of Daniel Jones being a starter. I think that's also Shane Steichen making a statement of this isn't just so, this is us picking our QB1 right now. It's not just because, we're a little worried that Anthony Richardson may not play. They're wanting Daniel Jones to work out and play this year, and that's their choice. Will that is that the full thing? If you start 0-6, do you not try Anthony Richardson? I don't see a world where you can't try and throw him out there, but it looks like DJ is their starting quarterback.
It's odd to me that Shane Steichen even put the word short leash in his answer.
Yeah.
I would have expected a media person, of course, to ask the question, the follow-up on
do you have a short leash on this situation?
Yeah, what does the leash look like on him? But once he volunteered that shows to me at least that he's already thinking about the leash that's on Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
The natural next question is, if they don't believe in Anthony Richardson moving forward, would they be willing to trade him to a team that thinks that, because every team, of course, thinks that they can mold
fix
a person.
That person.
And absolutely, bring them along to where they need to be. I saw Anthony Richardson's comments in the locker room, and I thought he handled it well. He said, they believe that Daniel Jones is a better fit for them right now. And so, I'm just going to keep on doing my thing.
That's right.
And that's all you can say. That's all you can do. I do think, Tom, every Gator fan knew he wasn't ready for the NFL. Like, he needed to play another year in college because he already dealt with so many injuries in college and didn't get enough starts in whether it was high school then to college. And so, yes, he has talent. That's why he was drafted 4th overall.
Right.
But he wasn't ready for the NFL playbook.
No.
He wasn't really ready for the college playbook. Yeah. Like, he didn't master the college playbook, and then to go to the NFL where it's even more difficult. And so I'm not surprised that it's Daniel Jones, to your point, Taylor. But at some point in time, Anthony Richardson will start a game this season and try and win back that starting role.
He's the future for that team. I mean, he's got to be.
They want him to be. Yeah, I don't know if he is anymore.
I think he will be. I still think he is. I don't think you give up on that yet. Like you said, I mean, he had 13 starts in college, right? I mean, that's nothing. Like, that is 350 pass attempts. I mean, he hasn't seen hardly anything in the NFL. If he can stay healthy, it might be a different story.
Yeah.
But the durability is your best ability to be out there. But I guarantee you that he will start at least a game, and I think it'll be more than that. Now, granted, if Daniel Jones and they somehow click and things start going well, no, you're not just gonna make a change to make a change. But I wouldn't expect that to happen, too much with Daniel Jones at the helm. But crazy things have happened. Look what Sam Darnold did. I'm not comparing, but look what he did in Minnesota with, where you didn't think he was going to do much with his career. So. But at the end of the day, look, you drafted Anthony Richardson as a project. Yep. You're not ready to give up on him yet. There's no way. That would be one of the dumbest investment moves that you could make. I know people go, well, you cut, you lost. You don't even know yet. You don't know exact. Now, if he's, and I don't think he is, if he's a prima donna in the locker room, he's always hurt, always in the medical, he's got a little ding here, a little ding there, okay, maybe then you might want to get rid of him, but we haven't heard anything like that.
No, but we saw in the very first preseason game, he didn't recognize the blitz, and there was a free rusher, and he immediately went down and got hurt right away. Right now,
but he wanted to come back in.
He's been back in with the dislocated pinky. Sure, you just cut it off.
Yeah,
Pop it back in.
It's to your point, Tommy. He was a draft pick that people knew it was going to take reps to get better. He was always a project. It was never going to be a thing where Anthony Richardson is ready because of the lack of play in college and because of some of the things that people knew he had to work on. It was always a conversation. Like, Anthony Richardson is going to have to play to get better. I don't really blame that fully on the Colts. I think the Colts haven't handled every situation perfectly because they also benched him last year at a certain point.
That's right.
But at the same time, if you miss 17 games in your first 2 seasons of the NFL, they can't. You're not learning those things. You're not getting those reps for them to be able to teach you. So I do think they're hesitant. And maybe this is like, okay, he's not going to make it a full year, but if we can get 6 games out of Daniel Jones, maybe Anthony Richardson can make it the rest.
Well, look, the head coach is under a ton of pressure to win. Mm-hmm. They've got to win, and you know the political side of it, right? He's the 4th pick overall, all that money. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, they're not just giving it to Daniel Jones because Daniel's on a 1-year deal, and they're not giving it to Anthony because he's the draft pick, so obviously he beat him out, and they just feel he's better at this time. So
I was going to say, the GM's also under a ton of pressure because the GM is the one who made that selection.
Yeah,
not Shane Steichen and Shane Ballard.
Yeah. And how about that conversation?
Yeah, and I think that, too, they are also probably looking at it as this is a winnable division, just like every other team in the AFC South is talking about.
Absolutely.
They have Michael Pittman, and they have Jonathan Taylor, and you just drafted Tyler Warren, who's supposed to be a great tight end. They have pieces on the defense when they're healthy also that actually, especially their defensive front. Mm-hmm. So you have pieces to actually win. If you have a quarterback that can be good, decent to good, then you can win a decent amount of games.
Just don't screw it up.
Yeah.
Right?
The way that their schedule starts, they play host to this is the Colts, of course. They play host to the Dolphins, play host to the Broncos, so the first 2 at home, then at the Titans, and then at the Rams.
Okay.
So those first 4, if he plays serviceably well, right, and doesn't turn the ball over, they could easily
2-2.
Yeah, they could easily go 2-2, which would set them up for, then they play host to the Raiders. We'll see what the Raiders are. But either way, if it was Anthony Richardson starting, you would look at that schedule and go, oh, man.
Yeah.
Like, that's going to be a tough stretch outside of maybe the Titans with Cam Ward, the rookie. All right, we've got lunch to give away.
We do. We have free lunch to Chick-fil-A. Give us a call at 641-1010, and you get free lunch to Chick-fil-A today. Let's say caller number 4.
Caller number 4, 641-1010. We have some college football to get to and some more Jaguars. You are listening to Helmets and Heels on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
From the huddle to the perfect spiral.
We invite you into the lab so that you can truly learn the quarterback position.
The quarterback whisperer. He shares his insights Friday mornings on The Drip. Wrapped up by George Moore Chevrolet and Tyson Sound and Security on 1010XL.
Frank Frangie here. It's always truck season at Nimnick Chevrolet. Well, this month, you can save up to 20% off a new Silverado or get financing rates as low as 0%. Unlike most dealerships, Nimnick Chevrolet has the largest inventory on the ground, ready for you to explore. With their extensive selection, you're sure to find your perfect truck at Nimnick. So shop online at nimnickchevy.com or visit the dealership at Park and Cassett. Who's got more new Chevrolets at the best prices? Nobody but Nimnick. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Lauren Brooks here from my friends at Terminix. You can find them online at terminix.com. That's terminix.com. And if you have any pest issues like cockroaches, ants, wasps, anything like that, mosquitoes in your front yard or backyard, visit myfriends@terminix.com. They will take care of all of those issues because no one likes an uninvited pest. So have Terminix come to your home like I did mine. They also take care of Everbank Stadium, VyStar Ballpark, VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena, and a whole lot more. You can schedule a free inspection online at Terminix.com.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
XL Prime Time is back where they belong.
Wait a minute, I know where that is.
Lunch is on Josie, Matt Hayes, and Leon.
You could lay a little barbecue on us?
From the big #1 Duval Ford Studios.
But somebody else is going to have to cook it.
Noon to 2 weekdays on 1010XL.
Your grandfather was stronger at 50 than you are at 40. Want to know why? His testosterone was 30% higher than yours. That's not genetics. That's modern life killing your hormones. Stress, chemicals, sitting, it's all crushing your T levels. Male Excel reverses it. Prescription testosterone, thyroid optimization, personalized to you. Over 100,000 men are already winning again. Your turn. Try MaleExcel.com. Free assessment because you deserve it. Your family deserves it.
Hey, Hicken here for my friends at Cleaning Freaks at Zero Res. Great time of the year to get your house Zero Resified. And right now, you can get your entire home clean from Jacksonville's ultimate carpet cleaner. You'll get 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at just $135. Plus, they're throwing in a free hallway and take $100 off the air duct cleaning. Schedule your appointment at ZeroResJacksonville.com or call 287-5727 and ask for the 1010XL special. Zero Res, spell it backwards or forwards. It spells the same. Zero Res.
Zero Res.
Hey folks, Mike Dempsey here. You've heard me talking about Pella Windows and Doors with great ratings and expert reviews. You know they're high quality and energy efficient products. So what's your next step? Schedule a free consultation at PellaJacks.com or just stop by the Pella showroom on Phillips Highway. Their professional design consultants will guide you through your entire project from start to finish. And that's the quality and service you can expect from Pella Windows and Doors.
Need or want cash? Beach's Jewelry and Pawn has cash available. Ready to buy guitars, surfboards, jewelry, firearms, tools, and especially gold. They need it all, selling or pawning. Get cash on the spot at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
The experts at AMCO have been fixing cars for almost 60 years. Over that time, they've gotten more complex than ever. That's why our techs undergo rigorous training and certifications, so they can fix anything, including the most complicated repairs that come with some of the latest technologies. After 60 years, there's nothing we haven't seen or fixed. It's how we know cars inside and out.
Money tight? We can finance almost anybody. Find the AMCO transmissions nearest you at amcojacksonville.com.
What defines a hero? Dedication, loyalty, courage. Every day at AMCO, we serve heroes. For over 60 years, we've repaired and maintained the most critical public service vehicles. From complex transmissions to simple brake jobs with flexible financing and the extra safety precautions we need. The heroes we serve don't all wear uniforms. They're people like you. At AMCO, we're proud to serve all of you. AA MCO.
Family owned and operated in Jacksonville, Orange Park, St. Augustine, and St. Mary's, Georgia.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
A couple college football notes for you. Yesterday, Billy Napier said that DJ Lagway, his starting quarterback, took team reps, which was good, and he was hitting. So that is good news for Florida's starting quarterback. He said he had a great workout and a lot of good days of throwing the football last week.
He was
4 days in a
hitting?
row.
Nice.
That's what he said. He was hitting.
Meaning
He was
hitting
being
is-
hit.
I don't know if that's like
Are we
a
playing
Lagway's
baseball?
trucking guys in practice. Like, obviously, I'm not able to see it, but
I mean, he's a big guy, so he could also probably make some good tackles, honestly.
I mean, he could literally run guys over with the football, but yeah, that's Billy Napier for you. And then he also said, as far as the backup job, it's just massive competition right now, and he does not have a guy that he's named the second guy, the second quarterback behind DJ. What's interesting is, as we've talked about, the guy that I just assumed would take over the role, Harrison Bailey, he's on his 4th school. So he's certainly seen a lot of different, not my favorite, but he's seen a lot of different
Tommy's favorite players.
And then you've got the freshman Tramel Jones Jr., and he has been super impressive to people so far. And so I wonder certainly if he's competing for that, or he is competing for that spot, which is good news for him.
But he's from here?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's interesting, too, because you want a guy like that. If you're a coach and you're looking into the future, you're going to have Lagway for this year, most likely next year. And then you need a quarterback, you want another 5-star guy behind him waiting in the wings. So you would much rather prefer or prepare Tramel Jones Jr. for that spot and not have him transfer because he doesn't think, he's going to get playing time. And a guy like a Harrison Bailey, if something were to happen to DJ Lagway, I mean, at this point in time, this is I'm assuming last year of eligibility.
Yeah.
If it's his 4th school. So
I feel like it should be.
Yeah. So I feel like you would want Tramel to kind of win that job over the Aiden Warners, who's been a backup there as well.
Yeah, I think you definitely want to see your young guy because I think at that point, too, if Lagway's out, I think most people are like, there's not really much of a chance if Lagway's not playing. So you might as well get your young guy in there and start, getting some reps under his belt.
I would.
Yeah.
I mean, we just saw it happen. We talked about it yesterday. Where the kid that went to Syracuse from Notre Dame, maybe?
Angeli.
Right? So he's like,
Steve
Notre Dame's
Angeli.
like, hey, you're not playing. Come over here to Syracuse, be our starter. You're like, yeah, I want to play. I mean, at the end of the day, these kids want to play ball. They want to be the starting QB. But I think you can massage it. And I'd make sure that young kid knows how important he is to the program, how important he is to the team. He's going to get his time. Let's learn under DJ, and hopefully you can massage it. And I know how kids, listen, they all want to play, and I don't blame them. I wanted to play too. And,
sure.
You'll do whatever it takes. But at the same time, that's where that coach has got to come in and just massage it. It's all communication. Make them feel great. Give them a few extra bucks, a few extra girls, whatever you got to do. I don't care. Some extra food, whatever it is. Just keep that young man happy.
Well, and he'll be behind a really good offensive line and a good run game. So hopefully it doesn't happen. Hopefully we're seeing Lagway for the sake of Gator fans, also for the sake of college football fans, because you want to see DJ Lagway. He's just explosive and exciting. But with that, it's not like he would have to jump into some offense where you feel like, oh no, the line's bad or they can't run the ball, like there's not receiver. You have all of those things. So it is a comforting spot for him to be able to come step into if he had to.
Yeah, he went to Mandarin, by the way.
Yeah, that's
Remember,
what I
he was the
thought.
one who in his senior year got hurt. I want to say it was junior senior year.
That was a bad injury.
Yeah, but it sounds like he's certainly recovered to this point, which is really good. I had a dream last night. This is how crazy I am. That Treyon Webb went for a 70-yard touchdown against Long Island. And Taylor, on the show, you were like, is he better than Jaden Baugh? I don't know. And I was like, I woke up and I was like, we haven't even started the games yet. Like, brain, how about you take a break, breather there? All right, getting it to one other Florida note. They will wear throwback unis when Florida plays host to Mississippi State for homecoming October 10th. The throwback unis, if you haven't seen them,
so good.
I love those. They were the same ones that they wore under Mullen. And then let's get it to Notre Dame. Notre Dame did announce CJ Carr as the starting quarterback.
Saw that.
Which, I figured that was going to happen. Everything I was hearing, I kept hearing like Battle was close, but anybody that I've heard that's close to the program was always like, CJ does kind of have the upper hand on this. And it also was who was expected last year. There were already moments last year that people were like, put Carr in. So it was already kind of leaning towards that way. So I had a feeling it would happen, but good for him. Another Denny guy that gets the opportunity to play.
Big position.
Yeah.
No doubt.
So we've talked about the starting quarterback being named at Alabama, at Ohio State, at Notre Dame, Tennessee. There's a school that is projected to be a very high pick as far as in the college football playoff, Georgia. Like already top 5 in the AP college football poll, and most people expect Georgia to make the college football playoff. Georgia hasn't announced Gunnar Stockton as the starting quarterback. Now, every reporter that I read that goes to practice to say Gunnar Stockton is taking the first team reps. Obviously, we know that Kirby Smart brought him to SC Media Days in July last month, but he still hasn't been named the starter. When asked about it earlier today, Kirby Smart said, you want me to do this just so you guys can write about it? No, I'm not going to do that. Like, I get his point. Like, the only reason you guys are asking about whether or not he's going to
you wanna
announce
report
as a
it,
starting
yeah.
quarterback, is because they want to tell certainly the fans. But is there any, if you're a Dogs fan, is there any concern at all that Gunnar Stockton hasn't been officially announced?
I don't know. I think Kirby kind of likes to play games with the media a little bit.
You know who he worked for, right? Nick Saban.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
Who did he learn at the hands
You
of?
definitely get those vibes where sometimes he just wants to be like, I don't have to give you this information, so I'm not going to, just to kind of mess with you guys a little bit. But I remember going back to SEC Media Days when he said, if we were to play a game tomorrow, Gunnar Stockton would start. And that, for me, and that point, you also brought him with you there. Like, to me, that kind of felt like Gunnar Stockton, unless something crazy has happened this last few weeks that has made Gunnar just take a step back or whatever the case may be, I would guess it would be Gunnar Stockton. It's just Kirby being Kirby.
He showed up with a mustache, and I know one of the receivers, London Humphreys, was like, I love the mustache. I don't know where this came from, but I love it.
Who did? Kirby did?
No.
Gunnar did.
Yeah, the starting quarterback, Gunnar Stockton. And I also read that he adopted a mixed breed dog over the offseason, over the summer. So I was like, well, that's adorable.
It sounds like Gunnar should have mustaches. It sounds like it's
right.
But
like a Top Gun nickname.
It'll be interesting to see. Georgia starts off with a fairly easy schedule like Florida does. Georgia's is actually, I would say, even a little bit easier with, I think it's Marshall and Austin Peay, or Austin Peay and Marshall in some order. And then Florida has Long Island, but then South Florida, and South Florida is talented. But it'll be good for Georgia to be able to ease Gunnar Stockton in versus obviously like the Ohio State Texases of the world or the LSU Clemsons or the Florida State Alabamas where good luck, we're about to throw you to the wolves. All right, let's get into some Jaguars sound. We talked about Eric Armstead being back at practice today. Well, Liam Coen was asked post-practice about number 91 being back on the field.
Great to see Eric out there and Mason, but, both guys have done, everything they can in order to get on the grass. So to see them out there is a great sign. I'm really happy, obviously, for them to be out there. And both guys have done nothing but work their tails off to get back. So, pleased about that progress for sure.
Tom, can I make a joke that Liam is constantly talking about grass and joints?
That's kind of a new term, like getting on the grass. Remember the field, like go on a field.
Right. This regime loves grass, and they love ops, not opportunities.
Yeah.
They've shortened that, and then joints. They don't even say joint practice. They just say joints.
They relate to the young kids that are on that team. So that's what it is.
That's mostly legal now anyway, so just getting into it. So I don't know.
There you go.
No, but they have said that a lot. You're like, when did it go from field to grass?
Right.
Just the field. I don't know.
Or even the other.
Because it's also not always grass.
Yeah.
Everywhere you're
Cleans
at.
on the ground.
Turf.
Yeah, there you go.
Either way. All right. And then he was also asked about the schedule in that joint practice against the Dolphins on Thursday.
Yeah, we spoke this morning. It'll be very similar to our practices. They've already had a few, especially a few physical ones. So, not sure it's going to be as much as we fully would like in terms of that, because we're on different schedules than them. They didn't play their guys, and now, May in this game, who knows? I'm not sure, but I know that they've already had a few physical joints, and so we're just really trying to go down and get some really quality work against another opponent. But the outline of practice will be very similar to our structure.
There you go, the joints, baby. You got to ask Liam to take off those shades during that conference and see what's going on. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, listen, that's exciting. Look, going against another team, it'll be maybe not like game speed, but it'll be fired up. There'll be some action for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's definitely on each side. We've talked about some of the players that may not be out there for the Dolphins, but there's a lot that you still want to take things from. And I think that once you start. We've talked too about like what it looks like facing your own team every so often. We've started seeing those dog days of summer term where it's like it becomes repetitive. You're facing the same people every day. This mixes that up a little bit, but without having to be that, it's a preseason game kind of like the words around it kind of preseason has just, people don't like those. But joint practices, I feel like people like, and you get so much information from those too.
Yeah, and then now teams are counting them as games, as far as evaluation. So
yeah. Someone suggested that those should be televised, and I was like, that's actually a great idea.
Great idea.
I don't need to watch necessarily. I love to watch all of the preseason game, because I like to evaluate, the second teamers, third teamers, and things like that. I can understand why other people only watch when the starters are in, but watching the joint practices, having ones go on ones and twos go on twos, that would be excellent. All right, let's switch to Josh Hines-Allen since we're talking about that joint practice against the Dolphins, what he wants to get out of it on Thursday.
I think it's just about how you come out. Like who's the aggressor, I think that's really what it is. I know we already got guys ready to, whoop somebody. So just to toss, testosterone. It's always good playing against somebody else. We can't sack the quarterback, but we can whoop the dude in front of us. So, I'm excited. Different look, different sets. I can kind of work with a rush plan. Working with my guys. I've been rushing with them for years now. And then I go in the game, and then I got 1 or 2 reps against the guy across from me. But in these joint practices, I can kind of put it all together, rush with a plan, and just, work on, defensive player of the year mentality.
I love that. He said aggressor a couple times, and he said whoop somebody a couple times. And we've got guys ready. I think, and Tom, you can obviously speak to this as a former linebacker.
Yeah.
You get so tired of going against your own players because obviously you want to
fight them.
Hurt them. Yeah.
You get so mad at them, you just want to fight them instead of playing ball against them. Listen, if I'm Miami's coach, I'm playing some of that, and then let's get it on. I mean, you want to whoop? Let's go.
Oh, Mike McDaniel would too.
Yeah,
he's playing that through the sound at practice
don't get me wrong. I like it, but if I'm the opposing coach, I'm like, hey, by the way, this is what this guy's saying. What are we going to say about that? But it should be. Look, they're supposed to be lively. You just hope there's no. Any brawls, because it happens, and you see it happen. And you saw where Vrabel got in the middle of one. Bloodied his nose. Man, you can't be doing all that. You can really get hurt in there, especially if the helmets get involved. So, but at the same time, the physicality, that'll give them a spring in their step, and it'll be fun. I wish we were watching. I mean, granted, I'm not complaining going to Vegas to sit at the pool either, but it'd be nice to be down there watching the joints or the joint, because it's not only one practice, and seeing how the up tempo it gets. It should be pretty fired up.
Yeah, we need to tap into our resources that are at the joint practice on Thursday and get some sort of stream to the stadium swim so that we're able to watch. And then,
that'd
we
be
can
great,
enjoy
actually.
it, from the pool and watching it. All right, Colin Saunders is the newest Jaguar. We'll hear about him from Liam Coen, and then also hear from Colin himself. You are listening to Helmets and Heels on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Hacker here. Those of you that have listened to me for years realize that I used to do a lot of different weight loss things, a lot of different things that I tried that just never worked for one reason or the other. And then Awaken 180 Weight Loss came along, and I heard Mike Dempsey and Matt Hayes talking about it, and I thought, you know what? What the heck? What do I have to lose? I'm going to give it a try. I had low expectations, to be honest, based on previous history, but I learned very quickly that Awaken 180 Weight Loss is the best weight loss program I was ever on. I dropped 19 pounds my first 2 weeks on Awaken 180 Weight Loss, went on to lose over 100 pounds total. I'm keeping the weight off with the Awaken 180 Weight Loss Maintenance Program. Awaken 180 Weight Loss, without a shadow of a doubt, is the best weight loss program I have ever been on, and the results speak for themselves. If it's time for you to lose some weight like it was for me, go to awaken180weightloss.com or call 844-346-1800. You can do it. Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
When you're a little kid on the playground, they tell you don't hit back. Well, the courtroom isn't a playground. And if you've suffered an injury or death in your family, I'm here to tell you it's okay to hit back and fight to make them pay. I'm attorney Brett Hastings, and at Hastings Injury Law, we understand all the pain and emotion that comes with being wrong. And we've dedicated our lives to making things right for people like you. So if you get hit back with Hastings Injury Law. Offices, Jacksonville.
Now this is how you end a summer. Under the lights, surrounded by history, the driver's last shot at the playoffs, your last chance to see regular season action. Friday night, Xfinity lights the fuse. Saturday night, the Cup Series delivers the fireworks. This is Daytona. This is everything. NASCAR weekend at Daytona International Speedway, August 22nd and 23rd. Get your tickets now at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
At Performance Painting, we've spent decades protecting commercial properties with durable, long-lasting coatings. And we can bring the same expertise when painting the exterior of your home. With industry-leading materials and a proven process, we extend the life of your home, reducing maintenance costs and preserving its value. Now, for a limited time, save $500 when you hire us to paint your home's exterior. Just mention 1010XL. Go to performancepainting.com to schedule a friendly estimate. Performance Painting. Repair, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting.
Kids are back in school, so that means football season is finally here. Lauren Brooks here. Now is a great time for Closets by Design to come to your home and create custom storage solutions for your closets, garages, laundry rooms, and your entertainment centers. They're going to lend their organizational expertise to our closets and laundry room next week. Call today to schedule a free in-home consultation and receive 40% off plus an additional 15% off with free installation this month only. Call 904-878-9393 or visit closetsbydesign.com.
Maxed out on credit cards, struggling with high interest debt? You could pay it all off in days with Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan. Hey, it's Prosser here. Get cash out now without touching your low-rate first mortgage. No appraisals, no waiting, no BS. The Rapid Equity Loan Program at Loan Pronto is amazing. One Loan Pronto client just got $300,000 approved in under 24 hours. They paid off debt, renovated their kitchen, and cut their monthly expenses by $1,800. That's a huge turnaround. Instant approvals, low rates, no hard credit pull up front. That's Loan Pronto. Listen, your home equity is yours. Use it. Get cash to consolidate your debt down to one easy, low monthly payment. Call Loan Pronto now for a free instant appraisal for your home and see how much cash you can get today. Loan Pronto is an A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau and have nearly 2,500 5-star Google reviews. Call now and start the conversation. Go to loanpronto.com or call 999-1508. That's loanpronto.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
When I was young, I fell in love with used to old hands, man, that was enough.
Tom McManus, Taylor Dahl, RJ Saunders. I'm Lauren Brooks with you. Is this song sentimental for you?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, why? Because I did the sign of the cross?
Yeah.
So every time I do, we like 222, 333, 111, my wife says, well, say a wish or make a wish. And I'm like, I just say a prayer. I thank the Lord. That's all. Just a little thanks. So when I see it, I do it. And now when I see it and I don't do it, I feel bad. So I try to do. I was waiting for when you were going to ask me what do you keep doing that for?
I thought it was related to your dad, so I wasn't going to ask. But I was this one isn't because I didn't want to make you sad. But I can understand that. I make a wish at 11:11.
Yeah, it's like that. Yeah.
So I can understand that.
We have some more. This is a side note, but more college football news.
Yes.
As we were just talking a little bit college football in the last segment, but coming out of Texas, CJ Vogel, who we've had on the show before, that covers the Longhorns, he said that because Arch Manning talked today, and he said that he is going to stay 2 more years. It's already been a decision that they're making. But he also said that he says his grandfather, Archie Manning, ends every call with him saying, "Get down or get out of bounds." That's the way he hangs up the phone.
Smart words.
Talk about a football family.
Oh, yeah.
From obviously Archie to Peyton to Eli and Cooper, really, that's Arch's dad. He was an excellent receiver until he had a neck issue and then stopped being able to play. So, we have so many fun storylines this season when it comes to new starting quarterbacks or new-ish starting quarterbacks, guys that played a little bit last year, like an Arch, like a Gunner, Stockton. But, the entire season, I feel like, starts off with a massive bang. Yes, technically there's a game or a couple games this Saturday, but next Saturday, we get to hit the ground running. All right, Liam Coen post-practice. Obviously, the Jaguars made a trade late Sunday night, sending Luke Fortner to New Orleans and then getting Colin Saunders to come here. He got into town yesterday. Liam was asked, why did the Jaguars trade for him?
You just look at a guy that we played against twice last year in Tampa that I've got respect for as a vet that's played a lot of meaningful downs in this league, has won Super Bowls, has been on teams that know how to win, and also there's no question he can help us in the middle there at times. So he's hard to double team and move in there at times, and also has some ability to kind of redirect and has some initial quick. So I do believe he'll help add some meaningful competition and depth in that room.
Yeah, I agree with that. Well, listen, a short period of time we saw him Sunday against our own guys. He does have a little shake at the line of scrimmage, meaning he's not just a bull rusher. He's got some hand movement. He actually had a good rush on Hainsey going, and then he kind of tripped over whoever the right guard was. I think it was McCary. Wasn't going to do anything, but at least he got a little bit of penetration. They did double team him down the field once. He was pushed back, but, I know that happens. At the end of the day, they got to have more true nose tackles. They have a lot of 3 techniques. I think they thought maybe Jefferson could maybe be that 1 technique or 0 technique, the nose tackle. Obviously, you don't make this move unless you're not happy with something in the middle. You got to add this piece to the middle. So, look, he's a space eater who can make some plays, and we need that. And I know as a former linebacker, you'd love that.
Yeah.
He'll help keep those big, fat offensive linemen who all they do is hold off our linebackers, and that's for all my old lineman buddies out there. Help our linebackers make more plays. So we'll see. I mean, look, I don't think he's a dominant. Holy cow, look what we got here.
Traded him if he was.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah. But he could be a good fit, and I like that Liam said, hey, we've seen him not just like on tape, but we've seen him playing against him, and he definitely must have impressed. So. Good. I'm glad he's ours, and I'll take some more beef in the middle of this defense.
It was funny in that presser because they asked him like when he found out that he got traded, and he said they were like, he's like, where am I going? And they said Jacksonville. He's like, the one we just played. Yeah, you're going there.
Be so wild.
I know.
Like I've never had to deal with that, but can you imagine? Like, hey, honey. Guess what happened after the game? What? They give you a game ball? No, they told me I'm being traded. Yeah, we're going to Jacksonville.
Which Liam did say that Luke Fortner was a pro during the whole process, and I'm sure he understood. Like he's not a dumb guy. Like yes, he had the relationship with Liam Coen when he played at Kentucky, but these guys know the math of how many offensive linemen they're most likely keeping. And while yes, he had been playing with the twos as far as center is concerned. I'm sure he also knew that they drafted a center, Jonah Monheim. They drafted him from USC. Where did Tony Basile play? USC. Yeah. And I think he realized at some point in time, too, that they are grooming him to be Robert Hainsey's backup. And so I'm sure he saw the writing was on the wall, in other words. All right, let's hear from Colin Saunders. He met with media post-practice, and he considers himself a good locker room guy.
It's crazy you ask that because I really feel like a young guy myself still all the time. Like I have to remind myself that I'm going into year 7, and like you said, I've obviously had a little bit of success and team success. And one thing that I've learned through those experiences is that it takes everybody. It's not just the 11 that starts the game. It's not just the 22 that's going to be starting the game out. It takes everybody from roster spot 1 through roster spot 53. And so that's one thing I think that that I'm trying to just echo and bring, and just also one thing that is a strength of mine is just locker room unity in general. I've always been a locker room guy. I'm always kind of have people gravitate towards me in that regard, and being friendly and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, that's what you have to do with your locker room. Like I was just saying I was kind of making a little facetious about the backup QB for Florida. Like you got to make those guys are important. Like so, you even in your locker room, like what he's saying, 1 through 53. Like, look, you may be the backup, you may never start it down, but you're important to this team because we need you during practice. We need you to give you the right look. We need you to have a good attitude. We need you to be ready if your number's ever called, and we need you. And when you get that kind of collectivity, you know what I'm saying, of all on that same page, where even the backups are like, hey, I want to come to work because they make me feel wanted, they make me feel needed, and I've got whatever small role or part of a role, it's meaningful. So I think that's great. And if he can help bring that even more together, that's a good locker room guy for sure.
Yeah, and that's what I read the message that I got from Ross Jackson, who covers the Saints, and that's exactly what he said. Championship caliber guy, that he knows that feeling, and he knows the comfortability of having to lead a room or at least be a part of the leadership in a room. And this is from several teams because you go from Kansas City to a roster that wasn't very good. And so you do have different worlds you've lived in the football sense. And so I do think that's important too, because we talked about it with like when we got Savage and Armstead, they're coming from these teams that have won a lot of games and it's going to change everything. And it didn't immediately. But they also, that's both of those guys, that was the only worlds they really knew too. And this is a little bit different. He's seen a lot of losses with the Saints recently, and then he's seen the wins with Kansas City.
Well, he's seeing some accountability with Liam Coen, which is a good thing. So that's a lot different than we've seen. It seems anyway.
I feel like in the locker room, they're going to be like, so Colin, this is what we had to do last week. We had 40 plays of alignment and assignment because we didn't really have our act together against the Steelers. So just to let you know, make sure you're in the right proper spot. Place and
make sure your cleats are in the grass or whatever he said.
He spent 3 to 4 hours yesterday with the coaches trying to understand the defense.
And then you buddy up to him on the side and be like, yo, man, can you give me some Taylor Swift tickets for my kids? My girls really love Taylor Swift. He's going to get hit up so much for that. He's going to be like, listen,
she'll
man,
definitely be
he's
at the
just
Monday
a
night
backup
football game.
dancer. Leave him alone. He can't get you any tickets.
Now we'll definitely see Taylor here in town when the Chiefs come to town.
I haven't looked at her 2025 schedule to see if she's out on the road, but yeah.
Her dancer, her boyfriend, everybody's going to be
It's all
here.
clicking together. All right.
Yay.
You called it first, Taylor. Taylor Swift's coming to Jayville. Let's go.
No one should have that breaking news other than Taylor talking about Taylor.
That's right.
All right, I'll give you today's Terminix Pest of the Day. On the other side, you are listening to Helmets and Heels on 1010X on 92.5 FM.
High school, college, and pro.
As good as it gets.
Your home for the most play-by-play is 1010XL.
At Coen Atlantic, the savings are back in session. You'll just need to follow these simple rules to make the most of your back to school. Step 1, switch out your car for an upgrade. Step 2, drive a new Kia starting at $20K. Step 3, make no payments for a whole 90 days. Hurry in to start back to school in a big way. Online at KeonAtlantic.com. Coen Atlantic, your coastal Kia connection. For complete details, call 904-250-0587.
Hey guys, Taylor Dahl here of Helmets and Heels. It's a sauce kind of football season with Chick-fil-A chicken strips. Each crispy, juicy bite only gets better when you choose your favorite sauces to dip into and create your own flavor combinations. Will it be sriracha and ranch, honey and buffalo, barbecue and Chick-fil-A sauce? With 21 different sauce pairings possible, it's easy to go on a flavor adventure. Order in a 4-count, 10-count, or in a catering tray. Get an order started today in Chick-fil-A app and dip on into football season.
Hey folks, Rick Ballou here for John's Auto. They've been a staple in Jacksonville going all the way back to 1985. At John's Auto, they service all makes, all models, cars, trucks, diesel, you name it, they do it. Whether it's routine maintenance or a complete engine overhaul. Call John's Auto on Arlington Road. That's 904-743-3857 or go to johnsautomotivejacks.com.
When you're faced with damage in your home from water, fire, or mold, you need a team with the expertise to fix it right.
Resto Pros.
A locally owned, nationally backed franchise that's here to help you when you need them. A team that does it right the first time.
Resto Pros.
Remember, you don't have to use the insurance company's preferred contractors. Get it done right by a licensed professional you can trust. Call 904-201-9151 or go to RestoProsNEFlorida.com. That's RestoProsNEFlorida.com.
Resto Pros.
Hey, fellow Floridians.
We're the Wombles.
We're retirees with 5 grandkids. And huge fans of natural gas. When the kiddos visit from Ohio, we go through towels like pool water. That's why we love our natural gas dryer. It dries in a jiff.
So we use less energy and save money, too.
Yep.
Now earn up to a $300 cashback rebate when you install a new energy-efficient natural gas dryer. To learn more, go to peoplesgas.com/rebates.
Hi, it's Frank Frangie. You hear my buddies Dan and Jeff talk about that great food at Daly's Dash all the time. Jeff loves that Duval, and Dan loves the Boss. And they're right, both are terrific. But I can tell you they have so many excellent options at Daly's Dash. Salads and flatbreads and tacos and quesadillas, you name it. And of course, those fantastic subs and sandwiches. I just had the Italian sub. It is so good. The thing is, Daly's Dash is really committed to their food and committed to making it perfect for you. Everything is fresh, made to order every time. And there's so many Daly's locations in town, no matter where you are, there's one near you. I love to pop in and grab a sub at lunch, or maybe after a round of golf, or maybe even after calling one of those Jags games. There's never a bad time to stop into Daly's Dash and grab that great, great food. So head there today. Take it from Dan and Jeff, or take it from me. They say it's nicer here. It really is. And the food is delicious. Head to Daly's Dash today.
Calling all poker players. The Best Bet Summer Swing Series kicks off August 18th at Best Bet Orange Park with a $200 no-limit hold'em and a $100,000 guarantee. Next stop, Best Bet St. Augustine with a $150,000 guaranteed poker tournament. Then wrap it up Labor Day weekend in Jacksonville with a massive $300,000 guarantee. Play all 3 events and swing for big winnings. Get all the details at bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to divorcemenonly.com. Divorcemenonly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the Cool Down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Keeping Jack's cool since 1987.
So we were talking a little bit about the decision that Daniel Jones is going to be starting for the Colts. And it started making me think when I first saw the news in general about the process of quarterbacks and kind of how we've talked about it being rushed and things like that. But it really will be interesting in general, this whole division when it comes to quarterbacks, because obviously you're in the state with Trevor Lawrence, if people are like, we've got to see it this year. You're in year 5. We've got to see that, like, what level, what tier do we expect you to be? And then when it comes to everybody else, I feel like there's storylines in every single team of what the quarterbacks are going to look like, who's starting, are they going to be good, are they going to completely suck? We've seen them already give up, multiple teams in this division already give up on guys they've drafted really very recently. So it just got me thinking about how fascinating throughout, let's say, in like week 10, 11, 12, what the quarterback situation, like what is the storylines in the AFC South when it comes to the quarterbacks?
I like Cam Ward fighting Jeffrey Simmons. That was kind of cool.
I don't know if that's the smartest thing to do. Jeffrey Simmons is a beast.
He is a beast, but I like the fact that he wasn't afraid to do that. I saw where Cam Robinson's second team left tackle. Did you see that? I saw that on Twitter somewhere in Houston. But yeah, listen, and it's funny because it could go. We expect Trevor to have a good year. Stroud should have a good year. The other two are wild cards. Can Daniel Jones do anything? I don't know. Like you said, they got some weapons. Pittman, they've got a back, and Jonathan. I mean, they've got some things. They got a good defense overall. And then can he be a Jaden Daniels? I don't know. Jaden Daniels was a pretty darn good player as a rookie last year.
Phenomenal.
And looks good this year. Obviously just preseason, but can he be a darling like Stroud was 2 years ago? Right. I think Stroud. They got to figure out which Stroud are they going to get. Are they going to get the one that struggled or the one that kind of got through the struggle late last year and played a little bit better? But he was under duress too. We know what happens when you're under duress. I mean, we see it with Trev. When Trevor's under duress, any quarterback, you've seen Brady, you've seen Mahomes under duress. Still maybe make plays, but not near the same caliber type of execution that they normally do without it. So it should be a fun. Look, I know everyone's kind of bagging on the AFC South, and I get it because there's other divisions that are really strong. They look strong anyway, but you never know. Sometimes those things can turn around, and next thing you know, we've got a pretty darn good division, with some teams that figured it out. It happens every year. We see these schedules like, oh, we're going to beat this, and then we're totally going to beat that team. Like, no doubt. And then midway through, you're like, wait a minute, that team's actually pretty good, and they may beat us now, So you just never know how that season. But we all know it starts with the QB, and well, at least we got Trevor, and we're expecting big things out of him for sure,
And now Beasley's in with us on the over 21.5 touchdown passes for Trevor this season.
I think we got it covered.
Pool our resources for that. Yeah. The conversation always goes back to quarterback, Taylor, but I feel like with each team, it's so incredibly different. Yeah. Like, Texans fans and media have such faith in C.J. Stroud that he will get back as long as the line can protect him. Right? Yeah. Yep. The quarterback here, there's a lot of people that are still up in the air. I think there's some people that are going to fiercely defend Trevor till the end. Then there's other people that say, I don't know at this point in time. He's not what I expected. Yep. Then Cam Ward, certainly the jury's still out on him. And with Anthony Richardson / Daniel Jones now, of course, Daniel Jones getting that start, the pressure now is so on Daniel Jones. There's no pressure on Anthony Richardson.
No,
he gets to go into the season with his playbook, study hard, and he's the backup quarterback for right now with the clipbook, or clipboard on the sidelines. Yeah. So the pressure's off of him. Maybe that's what he needed. Maybe he needs to go into the season without that pressure instead of having to win right away. Because we all know in the NFL, if you don't win the first couple games right away, it's pretty much over. All right, time now for today's Terminix Pest of the Day. We talked about SEC Media Days earlier. It goes back to that. You can find Terminix online at terminix.com. That's Terminix.com. They take care of Everbank Stadium, VyStar Ballpark, VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena, and all of your favorite event venues around town. They do a great job at my house as well. They will do the same for you. So I'm sure y'all remember the storyline of Greg McElroy. One of the first days at SEC Media Days said that Nick Saban might come back to coaching.
Yeah, right.
And that set, of course, media days
Everything
ablaze
on fire,
with
yeah.
that information and people thinking that which team will Nick Saban coach? You know, he can't coach LSU. That's their bitter rival. What about Auburn? Another bitter rival, but Hugh Freeze might be on his way out. You know, he's on the hot seat. Where will he go? Well, Nick Saban had an event. It's called the Nick Saban Legacy Awards in Birmingham on Monday night. And he, of course, was asked about that. And he said that he doesn't know where that came from, responding to that comment of Greg McElroy. He said, Greg played quarterback for us. And if he had done something like that when he was a player, he would have gotten his ass kicked. So Greg McElroy, I don't know why you decided to
That's hilarious.
Try to get some clickbait going there. And, where was the CBD Days this year?
Where were they? Atlanta?
Atlanta, thank you. I
there
couldn't
you go.
remember.
That's a guess, I guess. Somewhere in the
Yes, you did
southeast.
well. But yeah, I don't know why he decided to do that in Atlanta, but he's today's pest of the day. Let's say hello to the Frangie Show.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
What did you think of Billy Napier's comments about DJ Lagway? He's participating in team reps and he's hitting. Why is the quarterback
I'm all
hitting?
for it. Yeah.
Whatever's happening,
get him
okay.
ready.
He's injured. Why is he hitting?
You can't just roll the ball out and beat the Long Island Sharks. I mean, Florida better be ready, or it's going to be a long day in week one in the swamp. But no, it was great to see, and the roster is so impressive. Like, I mean, he was raving about true freshman receiver Vernell Brown III yesterday, and saying that, you know, he's proven to him he's a player, and obviously we know about Dallas Wilson, the other true freshman receiver that's been hurt, but should be fine to go for the opener. So the talent that Billy Napier has amassed on that roster, it's impressive. We'll see if he can coach him, but yeah, it should be fun. We're going to talk a lot about that on the Frangie Show, get into some Gators football, and we'll talk some Jaguars as well. So it should be a fun Frangie Show coming up.
Now, I asked about Loser Monday yesterday. I forgot to inform y'all. Hayes has not lost yet this year.
Wow.
So if he doesn't lose this next Loser Monday, then he has not lost at all for the entire year. And that's
Those
never been done
72
before.
Dolphins can take that champagne and they can keep it in the fridge.
You make your picks tomorrow?
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah. And really, I just have a great team behind me. I mean, they just sort of tell me who to pick, and that's who I pick. So, you know, we'll have our meeting tonight and then meeting tomorrow, but pretty much the hay is in the barn. We kind of know who we're going to probably have available and who we're going to select. But yeah, it's been a special year and 4 more days of great golf, and it'll be a really special year.
And I saw Scotty Scheffler's caddy's back. Ted Scott is back on his bag.
None of us can pick Scotty, unfortunately. We've all
Shocking.
Yeah, we've all done that, and we all amazingly didn't lose the bet when we had Scheffler.
Scotty.
So
Imagine that.
yeah, so none of us can pick Scotty Scheffler, which makes it interesting. You know, there's some attrition you're having to battle here. So it should be a lot of fun. And anytime you're going up against great minds like JJ LaSalva and Frank Frangie, you know, you're just privileged to have the opportunity to compete. So
Great coach, Big Hayes.
Yep.
All right, thanks.
Thank you, guys.
We'll be
All right.
Tom, when I was on the Frangie Show, I participated in Loser Monday, and I had to buy lunch a lot.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah. The loser has to buy lunch, and we did it for
What's
a
your
lot of
go-to? Do you got to go to lunch?
Yeah, we always did it from Bono's.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
that's easy.
they provide
they're
a
good.
great meal.
That's
But-
good stuff.
Yeah, I was there a lot. And I don't miss those
Became a
days.
regular.
Every time I walk in, oh, honey, you lost
You
again.
again.
Yeah, that's me. I lost again. And I put so many hours into the research. It was so frustrating.
Oh, my gosh.
But it is what it is. I don't have to do that anymore. But we will figure out a different punishment
Yes.
for our picks coming up. All right, that'll do it for us today. For Taylor Dahl, for Tom McManus, for RJ Saunders, I'm Lauren Brooks. Thanks again to Aaron Beasley for joining us earlier. These heels are made for talking. We will talk to you tomorrow. But don't go anywhere. The Frangie Show.